definitely here. Yeah, we are going to get started shortly. Folks are coming in. It is great to see all of y'all. We are going to get it started. And we're going to start the night like this. She told the story, and the whole world wept. At wrongs and cruelties it had not known, but for this fearless woman's voice alone. She spoke to consciences that long had slept. Her message, freedom's clear reveille swept. From heedless hovel to complacent throne, command and prophecy were in the tone. And from its sheath, the sword of justice leapt. Harriet Beecher Stowe, Paul Laurence Dunbar. Welcome. Welcome, artists and family. You know what it is. Finally, Thursday night has come back. Pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable. It's about to go down. Oh, yeah. We in here, y'all. Get excited. Welcome to the online open mic presented by the legendary Nuyorican Poets Cafe. I am your host. My name is Elemen2al. Happy Thursday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Y'all know how we do. We've been doing this quite well. Welcome to episode 131. As we have been doing this every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on YouTube. And if you're watching and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number's on your screen, 860-4964-4756. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. Trust, we're going to show you why it's called that. We do this week after week thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. So we would like to thank the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Bloomberg Philanthropies, the Howard Gilman Foundation, and New York State Council on the Arts for hosting these free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to nuyorican.org/donate. Every amount counts and is very, very much appreciated. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest text in the Zoomverse. The one and only Matthew Model Keen. He is in travel. He is moving around, but we're sending him all the love. Make sure you also show some love to my man Brian Lee, the one and only Kid Kuza in the building this evening, holding it down on the tech side. Appreciate you, man. And of course, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. Not down with RT by now, damn it. You should be all the way up in the BX. That cat dope, for real. This is where you can find me, Elemen2al.com. Take out the T, put in the number 2, Elemen2al.com. So many things going on. I was actually working on the website today. More updates to come. All right. Tonight's theme, June-18th. the Freedom River. Happy Juneteenth for those of you who celebrate. Of course, the holiday is tomorrow, so we get to spend it early. This is really just about freedom. It really is. Even if you don't necessarily have a connection to Juneteenth itself, this is really about freedom. This is really about dealing with oppression, dealing with oppressors, dealing with separation and segregation of any type, right? If your artwork is not on theme this evening, that's still totally cool, because we are still looking forward to all of your incredible genius, all right? Next week's theme is going to be the 1st of July. Already, like, I believe you have one more. No, one more. I'm sorry, one more. Solar flare, rise of the light. So, as the summer is like coming, right? It's going to be bright and beautiful, right? And so, what does a solar flare mean to you, right? The rise of the light. Even in your darkest times, right? One thing that I've heard said many times is, the one thing you can always count on is the sun will rise, right? Sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom. Right. So, here's a look at July. It's going to be amazing, y'all. I really hope and I know that all of the community is going to lean in to these themes. Some of them are similar, but I'm hoping that you'll see the way that we can do some things, right? There is a food one, of course, because July is usually the month of cookouts. So it's going to be a great month. Gonna dig deep, truly. So let's get to the rules this evening so we can get to the artistry. Artists, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic stage as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all the beautiful exuberance that goes into your artistic performance. Please have your artwork ready. We do have a full list this evening. Plus, there will be some people who are going to come through that want to rock on the good luck round. Artists, you have 4 minutes to rock. All right, 4 minutes to rock, plus a 30-second grace period. All right, as you come onto the stage, the moment that you start ripping, you will see a countdown timer pop up on your screen. As you see, it just popped up there. It's counting down from 4 minutes. Once you get down to that 4 minutes, right, you'll hear the wrap it up, B. Right? It's coming. It'll sound like this. Once you hear that, you'll have 30 seconds to wrap it up. All right. We are doing this to ensure that everyone gets the same amount of time and everyone's time is respected. All right. Please don't make us mute anyone. All right. But please respect the mic, respect your colleagues, respect the community. All right. Keep it right. Keep it tight. We have reached the time of night where poets come out to play. Right. This is where the artists come to do what artists come to do. So all the sensitive ears should be just out of earshot. All right. But my favorite part, as always, there is no censorship. Other than any hate speech or any ism that people may use to manipulate, which will not be tolerated. This is what we do, right? The founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech. We will make sure it maintains in the vein of everything we do. This is a living, breathing trigger warning. Thou hath been warned. This is a true call and response space. After these artists get up here and they share a true essence of who they are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to share all that energy, all that exuberance, right? Don't worry about the noise, y'all. If you're around New York City today, you heard a raucous noise with that parade going on, as well as the World Cup is happening right now. So, don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's the rowdiest night of the week. We're going to make sure it stays that way, all right? Listen, the guaranteed list tonight is closed, all right, because signups begin 24 hours before the show, which would be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you go to newyorican.org, click on full events calendar, click on the Thursday that you want to get down on, and you need that artist RSVP ticket. That's how you get on the guaranteed list, and they don't show up until 24 hours before the show. Last night, it was about 10 minutes, and 3/4 of the tickets were gone. So make sure you plug in. It's a hot ticket, folks. Tonight's list. Yo. Every person on this list, I just look forward to hearing them each and every time they rip, because they always have something that inspires me and or feeds my soul. So I'm looking forward to it. So let's get to it. There's all my rowdy friends here on Thursday night. What's good people? I missed y'all. I missed y'all. Last week I was in Orlando at Southern Fried Poetry Competition. It was incredible. But, you know, my man RMT held it down. It was a great show. It is great to see all of you. Truly. Brian and Enciso in the building. What's good? Bonnie's here. LadyK in the building. What up, though? Ray Whitaker's here. Lantern. Peace to the priestess. Osunyoyin is here. Angelina. JDM, welcome. Poetastic is here. Naomi's here. John, welcome. Jessie in the building. What up? Marie Eves, welcome. Rich Glinnen is here. Dre just came in the building. What up, though? Yo, this is gonna be an incredible night, y'all. Really. Again, happy Juneteenth. So let's get to it. I will put tonight's list into the chat, and we'll get to it. And you know, as usual, we start with the opener, the lead-off hitter. He's always ready to rock. He's always ready to go with a rhyme that's right on time. The one and only Eddie Foreman in the building. Come on, Eddie, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always, man. Come on, set it off. Let's go.
Thank you. We miss you too. Thank you for pushing on through. Remember that we love you, Brian and Melissa and Roma Thompson and Matthew King too. Hello, my name is Ed Potential. I'm feeling fantastic. Please time to join my rhyme five sublime. I got two short pieces, so it'll take too much time. The first piece is called Opinionated Bonnet. Opinions are anchors, heavier than a tanker. They fling them high, then get in our eyes. Oh, the lovely critics, you make us sick. You never hold back your words in packs. If it's not true or a good fact, then keep it under your hat. I know freedom of speech, but I'm not paying you to preach. You think you're true, but it's not about you. How can you quickly judge? There's something called overjudge. No more telescopes. I don't want to be a dope. No more personal labels. My heart's not stable. I hear on the news people singing the blues. People and their opinions trying to understand this dominion. Why can't everybody understand? It's not your leg or your hand. Things are simply unique. If your mind hasn't gone bleak, if you don't have sympathy, then don't spread misery. It's about me, 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 me. If it's about you, there's no history. But, I don't like. But you aren't so bright. Can I ask, are you God? Did that sound odd? It makes you want to think. Now you're a missing link. Thank you. The other one's called You Are. I was my girlfriend's dream, but inside I wanted to scream. I smiled, moped, and played my part, while the truth burned my sad heart. It's hard to walk in a black stream, to live inside someone else's dreams, to wear a mask bound in a fake blend, while your own soul rests inside a trash bin. A platypus among the ducks, same pond, feathers, and luck. A bill and webbed feet, but not inside. A secret fire you cannot hide. If you felt lost, confused, or small, listen, do you hear the call? You're not clay or made to mold. Be yourself, brave, fierce, and bold. Life has no script or a strict scheme. Don't shrink to fit another's dream. Don't forget the words or labels. You are the spark, the flame, and the fables. You are not a horse in a stall. You're not a robot or a teapot at all. You are the keeper, the master, and the flame. Now own your titles and name. You're the jackpot and the spark. You're the light that shines inside the dark. You are tall, but not confined. You're simply magnificent and divine. Thank you.
Now that's an uplifting poem if I ever heard one, man. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Eddie Foreman.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
As always. As always. Love the way we
Eddie,
start
that
off.
was great. Whoa.
Happy
Perfect start. Perfect start.
Life has no script.
Right. I really, really do love Eddie that you really write some really, really beautiful things in your work, and they're just kind of like affirmations, but they're just reality, right? If you don't have sympathy, don't spread misery. To live inside someone else's dream. A platypus amongst ducks. Like, yo, they got to give you points for sneaking platypus into a poem, man. I can't remember the last time I even heard that word, but it's dope that you snuck it into a poem. You're the spark, the flame, and the fable. Really, really dope work, man. Thank you for doing what you do. I appreciate you and your consistency. Always. All right. Starship is underway, folks. Let's keep it going. Coming up next, all the way across the pond where it is wicked late. This gentleman is just like the most eloquent writer that I know, man. He's just in the world. He just has a thing going on like Billy Paul and Mrs. Jones. He loves love so much that love loves him back. The one and only lantern carrier in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please, take it away.
Thanks. Water is the cosmic stream of consciousness. The soul is not a black-tin dot in the river of freedom, but a spark of immortality. It is a drop flowing in the ocean, but also the ocean in the drop. We have come a long way from the sacrifices of Nat Turner, Harriet Tubman, and Malcolm X. We have merged the spirit of Garvey's Africanism and the Black Star Link. I carry the melodies of my ancestors, unbounded, yet subjected to the indignity of transatlantic journeys, swaying on the pendulums of life and death, packed like sardines in overcrowded ships. For power intoxicates, shows no remorse for its dehumanized victims, tramples on freedom, using the fires of greed and exploitation. Lincoln's National Independence Day Act of 1862 proclaimed emancipation for the enslaved. Brought to Texas June 19th, 1865, it gave us a celebratory and progressive joy, soaring on the wings of destiny unfulfilled. Legal freedom did not bring equality, neither were we slaves, for the soul is born free. Yet statutes helped in the struggle for civil rights and justice, even after the declaration and a federal holiday by President Biden in 2021. Juneteenth is crucial for reference, to engage with family, to dance to rhythm and blues, laugh over fireside chats, eat soul food and tell stories like ancestral jayleys of wisdom. A time to enjoy festivals, sing Negro spirituals woven from the toil of our ancestors, and treating a government to honor its core values of equality, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. To strive for love, for even as the indigo moon canopies the night with its luminance, so too we glow with the rising sun, our hearts' glistening merits, gained from the resilience and blood of our ancestors. We are the resonance carved out in sacrifice, forwarded on soil we did not choose, shaped by ghouls wrapped in ice, dancing on our pain with daggers of guilt, animalistic actions and exploitation. Not so long ago, we were still cotton picking for our oppressors, still segregated by Jim Crow laws, punished for daring to mention our legal rights, to honor this essential proclamation to determine our own future. The civil rights movement's campaign for the right to vote, racial integration to include schools, water fountains, and parks, to abhor marginalization. So we celebrate, even if Juneteenth is still a distant beacon. The yoke of the year of bigotry still pierces the soul, even as gentrification creates ghettos, causes us to gather like sheep, while the privileged few ensure we are marginalized in a system tainted by greed, discrimination, disparity, and distrust. The long mountain path to freedom continues across an unfeeling razor's corridor, possessed by dark shadows, the office of power games, betraying lava, still trying to conceal our spirits in graveyards. Swing low, sweet chariots, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariots, coming for to carry me. Oh, the London Gate. Thank you.
Man, I don't know why that song just always just pulls at my heartstrings like that. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Lantern Carrier.
You sing too. Like anything else you got in your pocket? Anything else, Lantern?
Thank you.
Thank you. It's amazing. Awesome. Awesome.
The soul is born free. Yeah, I really appreciate this one point you made about midway through in the poem, that it's so hard for us today to grasp, but you're kind of making this very straightforward statement about in history's own terms, what has been overcome really wasn't very long ago. In history's own terms, we are still in very close proximity to all that degradation.
Yes.
Great point, Jedi Master. Great point. Um, Civil Rights Act, Voting Rights Act was 64 and 65. It wasn't like it was in the 1800s or the 1700s, right? So we are definitely not too far removed from that. There are still scars and images from those times. Lantern, you really bring up some key points. I love how you always are very, very stark. You're like an acupuncturist, right? You always know how to strike at the nerves of whatever the theme is, and this is no different. Packed like sardines in overcrowded ships, power intoxicates. Like, I just think that's a chant for the 99%, right? Dancing on our pain with daggers of guilt, tainted by greed, the long mountain path to freedom continues. Just amazing work, sir. As always, thank you for being so dedicated to our craft and being such a valued member of our community. We appreciate you, sir. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this gentleman right here, man, been rocking with us for years. Love his work, man. He does have a new book out. He's just one of those dudes, man. He doesn't sound like anyone else. His style is all his own. And he is so very proud and unafraid to let you know how much he loves his family and how much they mean to him. And that just means the world. The one and only Rich Glinnen in the building. Come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Great to see you too. Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. I will read three short poems. First two are ones that I wrote pretty recently. This one is called Poem for a Drawer. The other day, you were setting up your home office and said you wanted a poem to hang upon your wall, which you had just painted some shade of apricot, though it didn't sound like it would stay like that, judging from our last conversation. When I was at the gym, wearing a shirt same color, you were smearing on your dampening walls, a color that will soon be covered by another, one that you can live with day to day, a misty sea tone that seems somehow to warm you between emails with its buried sun. And this one's called Poem for Your Wall. I wonder if I'm held by a thumbtack, hanging freely, though not completely. I would do a little dance whenever you pass, then flatten once your scent hits flush. And if I'm in a frame, you'd find me tilted frequently, wondering where you went such a rush. And I will end with a poem from my book, front to back, available now from PGN Publishing. Put a link in the thing. And this poem is called After We Argue. After we argue, my wife speaks extra loudly to the baby, the other room, pitched higher than ever, as if to impart I'm not bothered by our fight. When I'm done in here, I'm going to burst in there and baby talk so piercing they won't be able to hear. It'll just look like my mouth is flapping, like I'm a friendly fish, and they'll only know I was saying something when our cats become a thin layer of red paint on our thickening walls. Thank you very much.
Yo, man, you're just incredible, Rich, for real. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Rich Glinnen.
All three winners. Just bang out. Awesome. Awesome job. Awesome.
I don't know if I appreciate the fact that you're reading it in a way like it sounds like a bedtime story. Like, I really don't appreciate that you're trying to put me to sleep over here with this incredible poetry that you write, man. It really, really is dope. Like, I love how you approach things, right? In your first poem, you said you asked for a poem to hang up on your wall. That's just a beautiful sentiment in itself. And then the second poem was that you said, do a little dance every time you pass. You find me tilted frequently. Like, that's just beautiful, man. To me, that just says, hey, I'm trying to get your attention. No, I'm not always going to be straight, but I'm trying to get your attention here. And then anytime you start talking about your family, man, it's so rich. It's so beautiful. It's so rich. Like, it's rich. Thank you, man, for doing what you do, continuing to share it with us. You're amazing, sir. Make sure you plug in with Rich Glinnen. Get his book. It's all kinds of awesome. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, our resident reggaeton artist is in the building. Jersey in the building. Listen, last time he came through, he was telling us about his album. And as I said, I went to listen to it. Yo, I had a good time with it, man. For real. I'm a fan of LAFT and I'm a fan of Fahrenheit 32. Serious, man. Just serious work, man. For real. This gentleman just puts in work, y'all. For real. He is all gas, no brakes. For real, man. I love when he comes through. The one and only Brian Enciso in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
Thanks, Untitled. That was cool to hear. I'm gonna share the link to the playlist here in the chat, and I'm gonna do two. One shorter, the other one's a little longer. Algún día solo está quieto, siento nada, nervioso ni miedo, la aire simple para respirar, mi espalda ni hace bulla, mente claro, no dolor en los dientes, el café tiene más sabor que antes, el sol está más brillante que ayer, las noticias no causando más estrés, la gente parece más relajado, renta y utilidades todo pagado, la cocina, el frigidor es todo lleno, todo perfecto, sería un sueño. Me quedo durmiendo mejor, pero no. Las voces todavía lo escucho. Sin preocupación si pierdo mi trabajo. Hace años en mi cuenta tengo guardado. Para cubrir la familia entero por un año. Si hay problemas, siempre tienes tiempo para solucionar. Y hay puro descánsate un rato. Cuídate tu cerebro. El trabajo paga bien. Cualquiera que haces al fin de mes, el cheque siempre corresponde a que te hace cada semana que reportes, jefe hace más. Pero yo estoy confortable con mi casita, mis amigos y mi barrio. Suena bien, ¿no? Mi mundo imaginario. Uh, that one was called Imaginario. Uh, I said it last, but I wanted to do it again because Elemental wasn't in there. I knew he hasn't heard a Spanish one in a while, so that's what I want to try. I'm gonna do this one again, especially given current events. I am more proud. Not I am from Jersey, but I was born in Queens, so this yeah. So yeah, last week has been pretty eventful. I don't come from two states, I'm from one place. This imaginary land called NYNJ, nor one or the other consider me a hybrid. Gassed up, y'all one staters won't ever understand it. 718 my origin, 908 all the way. Lastly, 201 provided me with a place to stay. Long been a part of this family called the news. Miss York's got the rep you, Miss Jersey's got a view. Tightest sisters, but they combative is just two misters. But quick to strike a truce when they come to visitors, cause they judging us and thinking we are wild, and as if the rest of the country wasn't still spiraling from Queens to Elizabeth, royalty not required from Eastwick to the Heights, but I'm gonna go higher. From chasing Mr. Softies to NJT rides, take the path to be on time, MTA for showtime. From Italian eateries to more Italian eateries, combine more restaurantes than fucking Italy. Heart of the East Coast, the Mecca birthplace of hip hop. 7th Avenue, a fact that can never be topped. Cross the river, Sinatra's home in Hoboken still stands. NYJ, second home, the Meadowlands. And if I'm ending at JFK or LGA won't work, there's always the last resort, the EW on Newark. Count on Port Authority to do nothing about them delays. Then they try and justify why the fare's getting raised. Oh, while our pay continue remaining the same. That's why we evading our local Olympian game. Cold front smack to the face like a brick. That shit really stings. Let's get you some more lower Vicks. Low, the difference is one state might have more glamour and glitz, but you know the other one's always got a sure thing. But hold on, let's not forget your imperfections. Don't be mad, this is all said with pure affection. Admit it, you know you got that bad reputation. Admit it, Chasing Scorsese brought that to attention. Worst of the bunch, make the most memorable characters, from the scummiest muggers to high stock investors. We got crooks of all kinds, from places low and high, mistaking their greed as them trying to survive. That's why everybody think we crazy, but we just smile. We've owned it by now, we don't fuck around. This is the concrete jungle and the Jersey wild. And for better or worse, y'all define the style. It's what completes the picture. Your flaws make you raw. Tell everybody we don't fucking play at all. Y'all wear it like a badge. By your honor, let them know. Broadway or bar fights, we always aren't put on a fucking show. Let the Pats and the Birds know they can go fuck themselves. Middle fingers in the air, go down the NFL. Ready to raise hell if during halftime of the Super Bowl, the same way it did for Don and Benito. Same way it did for the Knicks, won another title. Same goes for the Mets, the Giants, the Rangers, and Devils.
I told y'all, all gas, no brakes. Mute yourself. Give it up for Brian. Enciso.
Yes. Yes. Queens in the house, bro. Queens in the house.
Yeah, Jackson.
I don't think I've ever heard you even stumble on one syllable of anything that you do. And you get this really great feeling at the very beginning when you concentrate for a few seconds and then you just start. It's and the passion is just amazing, especially from the second poem from this week. So it was really good.
Yeah, it was a fun week.
Yeah, really. It's a fun week for us, no matter where we were in the country.
For everybody, yeah. I mean, for everybody.
Yeah, I like this, you know, that second poem kind of got me thinking about the idea of being bicultural, and you put it on a very different level. You know, as a person who's bi-state, you know, you're a double stater. You use this phrase in the beginning, the one-staters, and that kind of got me thinking on this line of thought about being bicultural, but it's based on belonging to two different states. I thought that just kind of opened my mind a little more. And, you know, I also kind of felt from the poem that being bicultural has a lot of advantages, but it doesn't save you from being a point of derision from both sides, you know? So it's kind of a difficult status to have, no matter how advantageous it is and how much it opens you up to appreciating a wider sort of cultural orientation. You're still going to get crap from both sides.
Thank you, Paul. That was kind of what I was going for.
Here's the beauty of it, though. is you get to see it from the inside and the outside, where some people only have that perspective of just seeing it inside, thinking that that's the only way that there is. Being able to see it from the outside and enjoy it from both, man, that's beautiful, really. Um, you said I'm from one place, and I think that's really cool. You know, a lot of people want to say, you know, they kind of put them together, NY/NJ. You know what I mean? Very different, but very similar. You mentioned the birthplace of hip hop, 718. I believe 901 was the other one. Port Authority. I love the differences, right? You said from the scummiest muggers to investors. Like, yo, Wall Street is just right up the street. Like, it really, really is. It's really right up the street. A few blocks down and it's crazy. So I really, really appreciate what you do, man. I'm looking forward to you working on your next album. Whenever it comes out, let me know. I'll definitely be on it listening, man. Appreciate all the work you do, truly. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, yo, this artist right here, had a chance to rock out with her at Southern Fried this year in Orlando. She's just amazing at what she does. If you get a chance to like see her perform live, you definitely won't forget it. She is the author of I Stand 10 Toes Down, as well as Heaven is the Pen, Words into Healing, a Black Woman's Soul Journey. She also came in fourth in the individual competition at Southern Fried this year. The one and only LadyK in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Hi, everybody. Can y'all hear me? Good? It's cool. Okay. Hello. I missed y'all last week, but I was doing the things with words on Southern Pride stage. It was so much fun. It was a great birthday. So I appreciate all that. But Juneteenth is something that is really important to me. And I have a lot of performances for Juneteenth, including like the flag raising ceremony tomorrow. So I plan to piss some people off. So y'all let me know what you think. And it's called All the Fists of Me. I won't be lighting any fireworks this year. I'm not waving any red, white, and blue in the wind, not when that flag never did wave for me unless it was stitched to the back of my great-grandmother's neck while she bent low in someone else's kitchen. Don't ask me to pledge allegiance to a flag that's allergic to my freedom. That recitation was never prayer, just a binding spell, trying to conjure loyalty from bodies it never valued whole. Indivisible was never meant for us. Justice for all? Just a well-dressed lie sitting pretty in textbooks that tried to erase my great-granddaddy's name from sharecropped soil. And y'all sing the Star-Spangled Banner like it doesn't have blood in its throat. Do you even know what they really say in that damn song? That land of the free part, that's the remix. The original verse got chains in it, got slaves dripping from the stanzas, got celebration in the death of Black soldiers who dared to dream freedom. Oh, say, can you see? Yeah, I see, all right. See y'all toast to liberty with hands still dirty from bondage. And how dare you place that song in a Juneteenth celebration where we honor the real freedom papers delivered 2 years too late. And miss me with that. If you don't like it here, go back to where you came from. Newsflash, I came from here. Because your ancestors brought mine here in the belly of stolen ships, and you ain't from here either. Unless your blood carries the memory of buffalo sage and ceremony, you're a guest in a stolen house, trying to evict the ones forced to help build it. Now you policing the door like you got the deed in your name. Then again, maybe you do. Red lines, red districts, redrawn maps. America been signing ownership papers in invisible ink for generations. Multiple things can be true. I don't want to go anywhere else because my ancestors' sweat still sweetens this soil, but I won't coddle the fragile truth of your lineage just to make you feel comfortable in your denial. I'm just ready to call a thing a thing. So if you see me do fireworks on the 4th, understand, it ain't for patriotism. It's because I like seeing shit blow up, hypothetically, of course. The irony isn't lost on me. Setting fire to the sky on this country's supposed birthday brings a maniacal grin to my eyes. I light fuses like protest, watch colors burst like rebellion and call it performance art. You want me to stand hand over heart? Which fifth of me should do it? The part that bore your lashes, the part that nursed your babies, or the part that sat at lunch counters and still hasn't been served? I am the daughter of the disregarded. The Black woman you try to silence with your history books and patriotic pageantry. But I know better, so I do better. I honor my ancestors with resistance, not reverence, for symbols that spit on their memory. So no, I will not be celebrating your freedom on the 4th, not when mine came late with conditions and is still on layaway. So if you see me on the 4th lighting fire to the sky with a glimmer in my eyes, just know that boom isn't for your freedom. It's for the parts of me your flag never claimed, and all of the fifth of me still ain't with none of that.
She don't fuck around, y'all. Just to tell you, unmute yourself. Give it up for LadyK.
How do I follow that?
Yeah, that was like the truth, beautifully,
Yes.
but horrifically.
I might clean it up a little bit for the city officials tomorrow.
I mean, kind of fuck them, but you do you.
But that's what I'm
but
saying. Like, fuck that shit.
that
Don't clean
was-
shit up for nobody.
I mean, you do you. You're a Black woman.
Yeah.
I never walked the world a Black woman, but that poem hurts in all the right places.
Oh yeah.
If they're listening, which they ain't, but we are, and you're fucking amazing. And I watched you all weekend, and you're fucking amazing. So, holy shit! Like, what the fuck?
Oh, I'm gonna be at New Eureka in October. I meant to say that.
Me
last
too.
time.
That
I'll be out in October.
good. Thank you so much.
The
For
Monday
weekend
night?
for now.
Yeah, I mean, you're really brilliant. You said a lot of what a lot of us want to say, but you said it so perfectly, really, just perfectly. It was like it's like you weren't reading a poem. It's like you were just spitting the truth. I loved it.
Yes, that's what I tried to do.
Oh, I like that. Spitting the truth. You said you're going to be at the New Eureka in October. Do you mean the Monday night slam or the Wednesday night open or?
Wednesday night with somebody's mama.
Okay.
Women's Orator Wednesday.
Yeah, first Wednesday of the month. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this poem to me was about you are building bridges. You are offering this bridge you're building, to try and bridge understanding. But it was also a challenge. You were kind of saying, I dare you, motherfucker, to cross this bridge and understand this. And I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I truly love when poems are unapologetic, especially the unapologetically Black ones, and beautiful ones, and bodacious ones, and the loud ones, just for being loud, but being loud with the truth, right? That's what it's about. That's our charge as poets, is we're supposed to be loud with the truth. Right? The news cycle tries to shove it down your throat and keep you quiet. Our job is to recycle it and to make sure that everyone hears it. Poems like this, I feel you about trying to, clean it up for some city officials and whatnot. But what are they going to do? Are they going to try to censor you? They're going to get up on stage and say, oh no, LadyK, could you please not say that? So Black. Could you please not say that, so woman? Could you please not do that like that, please? Just tune in to the latest viral video or reality television show that we scripted to teach your children what we want them to know. We don't want them to know what you know. And there's just some heavyweight lines in here. You ain't from here either. You're guessing a stolen house. My ancestors' sweat still sweetens this soil. Come on with the alliteration. Light fuses like protests. Which fifth of me should do it? Injustice for all is just a well-dressed lie. Like, pretty dope what you do. Whether it's live or in virtual, pretty really dope. Congratulations on the 4th place finish at Southern Fried. Happy belated birthday. rock out at the show tonight. Appreciate you. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, our recent college graduate. This artist right here is really, she's like a poster child for how you get things done. This is also a beautiful reminder that education does not take a straight path. It doesn't matter where you get it, when you get it, how long it takes you to get it. That's irrelevant, folks. It's the fact that you do and you stay dedicated to doing it. And this poet is just, she is the epitome of that. The one and only Angelina in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
I'm currently in a book because I'm studying for exams that are coming up in January. I'm taking my license exam because we don't fuck around with that shit. So I stuck on topic because I am not able to celebrate Juneteenth because I work for an organization that does not give us off on this day. So my anger is here. They say Juneteenth is a celebration, but before it was a celebration, it was a crime scene. Black people were free on paper, still enslaved in practice, 2.5 years. Freedom had already been declared, and somebody decided not to tell them. Think about it. Freedom belonged to them, and somebody stole time, stole wages, stole years, stole life. That's how oppression works. It doesn't always come with chains. Sometimes it comes with silence. The Freedom River is black. Let's start there. Black as the hands that built a nation that still struggles to tell the truth about who built it. Black as the backs scarred by whips. Black as the mothers who watched children sold away. Black as the resilience that survived what should have destroyed it. Juneteenth belongs to Black people, to Black ancestors, to Black survival, resistance, joy, resilience. But rivers don't stay in one place. They move. And that's why this river touches all of us. Because every oppressed people knows something about their inherited wounds. Dr. Joy DeGuy calls it post-traumatic slave syndrome, a trauma so deep it learned how to reproduce itself generation after generation. Because trauma doesn't die when the people die. It settles into families, into neighborhoods, into bodies, into survival. And survival has a language. Works twice as hard, trust carefully, keep your head down, don't give them a reason. Smile when you're angry, stay grateful for what you should already be yours. That's not freedom. That's adaptation. And that happens when a wound never gets the chance to heal. And now they tell us things are getting better. Better or just harder to hide? Because now we have cameras, now we have live streams, now the world can see Black communities and what they have been saying for generations. The profiling, the discrimination, the incarceration, the disparities, the systems, the same fucking river, different century. And they ask why we still march, why we still protest, why we still say their names. Because the river remembers. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Eric Gardner, Sandra Bland, Tamir Rice, Freddie Gray. The river remembers. And because freedom isn't measured by what laws promise, it's measured by what people make it home. How do they make it home? Whether children get to grow up, whether mothers get to stop worrying every time their child walks out the door, whether Black life is treated as sacred instead of suspicious. And my brown communities know something about that current too. Borders, detention centers, families separated, languages mocked, cultures treated like problems to solve instead of stories to honor. Different histories, different wounds. The oppression has always been fluent in division. It survives by convincing us that our struggles are separate. They aren't. because the Freedom River keeps moving through Black resistance, through Black resilience, through every voice that refuses to disappear, through every person who says, my humanity is not up for fucking debate. And that's why Juneteenth matters. Not because freedom arrived, but because people fought to claim what was already theirs. So today I honor the Black ancestors who carried this river first. Because of them, we are here. We know the truth. We know freedom is not a moment. It is a movement. It is a river. And every generation is handed a choice. Protect the lie or widen the river. I know my choice. And the river is still moving. And so are we.
Yo. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Angelina.
That was beautiful.
Yeah,
That was beautiful.
Real strong.
I love
Yeah.
that.
That was amazing. Amazing. And like right from your heart into our hearts or souls. And it was absolutely beautiful. Really.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
My favorite line in that was actually, and I never finished it. I got to go back and finish it. We were free before Juneteenth.
Yeah.
We've always been free. And that freedom of who we've been as people has molded and colored and cut this country into what it is. And so the freedom was the enslavement wasn't just an enslavement of the body. So I really appreciated that line, because you're right, we were free. It's throwing off the mental change.
Yes, yes.
I love that line. I love that line where you said you have a choice, and the choice to widen the river. That right there lets me know that the flow is deep and it's wide, and it carries us all. Thank you so much.
And I just like this line at the beginning: survival has a language. And your poem was really about how that language was really how life is lived under the history and the sort of perpetuity of the trauma. You know, it's kind of a theme running through your poem. One theme is kind of how the recognition of all this stuff is necessary, but it's not a cure, and that this doesn't really have a cure other than the survival and the continuance and the passing forward of the culture, no matter how much we want to commemorate and so forth. That doesn't do anything to erase or improve the legacy of the trauma. It's just something that's kind of fixed in stone. So your poem was really marvelous, and for me, in making these statements, it's one of these poems I kind of think about. This should be playing when people clock into the homepage of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. You know, it's really one of these kind of marquee poems like that.
Yeah. I agree, Paul, 100%.
Thank you.
It's almost like you need to be on a stage someplace with it. It's just so informative and said in such a level delivery that it's very compelling for people to listen to.
Yeah, I really want to emphasize what Bonnie's saying about how informative it is. And it's informative, I think people here understand this, far beyond the facts. And it's what it informs the hearership about the soul. Art or culture takes place in our soul. That's one thing, unfortunately, bourgeois culture did to us. Art and culture doesn't happen out in the room we're sitting in. It doesn't happen in the street. It's made to happen in our soul. And part of the doing these kinds of things we're doing here is to get past that and in effect get rid of that separation between where we're supposed to be or where we're allowed to experience art and culture and where we need to be experiencing art and culture, which is right now, every breath we take in, our quote, dull everyday lives. It can't be just stuck up inside our heads. And that is what is so informative, what I get from your poem.
Yes, Paul.
Preach. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, shut him up. Mute him.
Definitely not. Definitely not. The Jedi Master is one of the dopest in the world, y'all. For real. You will hear him throughout the evening. And I'm making sure that you hear him, right? I think it's very important that you hear from your colleagues. Like, I love this. I love all of y'all, right? But I think it's really, really important to hear from your colleagues how your work lands on them, right? You make me think of the revolution will not be televised because the revolution happens in your mind. But in the case of poets, it's gonna be amplified. Because once that revolution happens, we're gonna tell the world about it. We're gonna let the world know that the revolution has happened. This poem has so many dope lines in it, Angelina. Real quick before I get into your lines, and I'm not gonna take too long. From what I know about grad school, you have to teach a class. Maybe be careful not to get sucked into being an educator, okay? Because once your students get a load of what you do, just saying. If you read them a poem, just saying. It's lines like, before it was a celebration, it was a crime scene. That's how the oppression works. Rivers don't stay in one place. Trauma don't die when people die. Survival has a language. The same fucking river, different century. Oppression has always been fluent in division. My humanity is not up for fucking debate. And freedom is not a moment, it's a movement. Please put that on a shirt and I'll buy it. I'll buy like 10 of them. Freedom is not a moment, it's a movement. Money all day. Thank you, Angelina, for doing what you do. Stay diligent with your studies. It will pay off. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this gentleman, man. Like, first of all, it's good to see him, right? I know he was going through some things, and so it's good to see you back on a regular basis, back up and moving around. Great things. This gentleman just has a way of speaking in a way that the earth just kind of speaks through him. I like to call him the earth spirit. You could just hear the rivers and the just the world settling a little bit as you hear him read. He's just amazing with it. He is the author of The Impromptu of Love of Music, of Animals, and his latest work, The Tavern on Old Log Cabin Road. This cat's amazing. The one and only Ray Whitaker in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always, sir. Please, take it away.
Thank you. It's great to be back. I've been busy with Mark Fishbein, and we've put out along Poetry Global Network. This has just come out, Trump Derangement Syndrome 2026. And it's a compilation of 28 poets from around the world discussing the current politics. And you need to get a copy. So we've been busy with that. And I'm going to do something a little different with my time today, which is to say I'm going to read a poem I didn't write. I wish I'd written it. Came back from, it's from Don Henley, who came out of the Eagles, and he wrote it and came off an album called Working It in the year 2000. It's open season here, my friend. It always is. It always has been. Welcome, welcome to the USA. We're partying fools in the autumn of our heyday. And though we're running out of everything, we can't afford to quit. Before this binge is over, we got to squeeze off one more hit. We're working it, working it. Soon you'll be dancing face to face at the limits of ambition and the scars of the marketplace. Welcome to this land of fame and fizz, where you will learn that packaging is all that heaven is. We got the little black car, the little black dress, got the guru, the trainer, the full court press. We got the software, hardware, CD-ROM. We got the pager, cell phone, bootleg methaqualone. The media, the message, you are what you own. We got the agent, lawyer, lapdog, voyeur, talk show, book deal, round mouth, square meal. We're so busy covering our asses we just can't commit. Oh, back off. Don't bother me, baby. Can't you see I'm working it? It's plain to see Miss Liberty has not yet come of age, but she loves to feed the animals as long as they're locked up in the cage. And everybody knows the girl's got balls of brass. Oh, kiss my ass. We got a whole new class of opiates to blunt the stench of discontent in these corporation nation states where the loudest live to trample on the least. They say it's just the predatory nature of the beast. But the barons in the balcony are laughing and pointing to the pit. And they say, oh, look, they've grown accustomed to the smell. Now people love that shit. And we're working it, working it. We got the short-term gain, the long-term mess. We got the suffocating quarterly consciousness. Yes, man, run like a thief. New York to Hollywood, hype and glory. Special effects, no story. Yes, man, run like a thief. Working it. Well, you don't know who the enemy is. You don't know. You don't know who the enemy is. Company man, 8 for me, 1 for you. Working it. Very fair. Business as usual. Business as usual. And that's it on that one. And I got just enough time to read one I wrote. So this one's called Rowing Past the Dark. This one I wrote a month ago. I hear America rising. She or he opening eyes to see the faults, visualizing the corrupt, unseating the distant orange tyrant, soiling the palace of power. I hear America awakening, the sleeping giant arousing, traversing bridges into those silent accords of maintaining integrity. A warm sun rises in the east, over the Rockies, and plains grasslands, and green forests. Paramount now, the studies of ethics, and the implementation of a strait, and narrows where the rowboat glides over flowing water. Statues on the shore, toward the monuments built by earlier men and women of the many races, present to their sense of righteousness. Thank you all.
Present for their sense of righteousness. That's what I'm talking about. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ray Whitaker.
Ray.
I'm normally on camera, but I'm eating my dinner, which I haven't eaten all day, but it was amazing, Ray. It's so good to see you back on a regular basis.
It's interesting talking about your first poem, how much history is really sort of repeating itself. Maybe not the history, but just the fact that we're in this sort of spiral again, and how much great music came out of that time.
Don Henley was really he's really a fine artist. He bought Walden's Pond.
Wow. Really? Huh. Interesting.
Be glad to hear you back here, Ray. I really enjoyed this your poem because it was a kind of a sensitive but forceful awakening poem, and it really impressed me that way.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you all for listening.
Anytime you mention the 60s, it's all about revolt. It's all about We don't believe you. We're not going to adjust the status quo, right? Shout out James Spoken Word. Shout out I'll Be on Bass. When I was in their spot, James was like, "Yo, I'm a child of the '60s. I don't play that shit. Like, I'm not about that, right?" So I love when you come through with just work that speaks to standing outside of the status quo, right? And the line you said, she loves to feed the animals as long as they're locked up in a cage, right? Packaging is all that heaven is. The company man. The company man makes me think of, again, children of the 60s and earlier said, never trust someone over 30. To me, that's what company man speaks to. And the second piece, listen, you start talking about that orange tyrant, like the world just starts opening up and just, coming at you with so many different things and, ways that he is trying to oppress people quietly and calmly. Amazing work. Shout out Phynne Belle. She said that the Queen Sheila was the one who created the artwork for the cover of that book. Please make sure you drop the link in there in the chat so folks can support you. Shout out Mark Fishbein. Shout out Poetry Global Network. Amazing work, Ray. Thank you so much for doing what you do, sir. All right, let's keep it going. 3 more, and we will go to halftime. Coming up next, this artist, she's just amazing. She shares some incredible knowledge with me. I love her work, whether she is what she considers ranting or sharing some work that she has written. She is just, I keep telling her, like, you got to be careful, right? Because you'll find yourself on a watch list too, for real. But she shares the type of work with me, like how fascism works, and Jesus and John Wayne. And trust me, I have seen her back muscles, and she's strong enough to carry all of the work that she produces. The one and only Bonnie Solloway in the building. Come on, Bonnie, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This one is, it was really kind of hard to put together. I'll probably still need a little bit of work, but it's called Jesus, Are You There? You got to wonder what might have been had the far right not embraced their sin, had they not used Jesus as their muse to condone a government's blatant abuse. In Jesus' name, they doth divide alongside the man they've deified, denying millions the American dream, branding them unworthy in their wayward Jesus judgment scheme. Evangelicals gather in the Oval Office to lay hands upon their diapered man, assured that stealing basic human needs is doing all he can to rid this country of its excess by any underhanded schemes as they minimize the beauty and success brought forth by diversity. Although, should someone let them know Jesus wasn't white and was most certainly a Jew? Religion has a way of amplifying its prejudicial truths, never doubting for a moment their Lord and Savior wouldn't agree that only white men have a God-given right from sea to shining sea. Not the 100 million indigenous, Native Americans, or Mexicans who, well before Columbus, built thriving civilizations here first. Not the Africans kidnapped, brought here in chains, sold to the highest bidder's purse. Not the millions who ruthlessly died by weapons, mistreatment, or disease, all in the name of the Christian church, a might makes right colonizing screed. We're left to ponder how our civilization can survive this growing greed and hate, knowing the founders, for good reason, preached the separation of church and state. Christian nationalists keep exerting pressure in every exclusionary way, paying heretical homage to the oligarchs and the kakistocracy. Jesus, were he here, might have something to say like, who's that bearded white guy in your paintings you've anointed with my name? The man of shoulder-length hair with light brown waves, tell me, when you mistreat the needy, is this the image to whom you pray? Jesus was born Semitic, known to have olive or brown skin and short, dark curly hair. It was a look for which colonizers didn't seem to care. With anti-Semitism and white European dominance also in the air, they commissioned artists to depict Christ like them, white and pure. Religion courting racism, an endlessly profitable slavery allure. Today, history still gets rewrites by the powerful in charge who prefer to spin a tale. The actual truth can be on disregard. When leaders perpetrate hateful rhetoric under the guise of freedom of speech, they're no better than common criminals like the Epstein class who abused and killed their prey to eat. Red states getting redder as they joyfully await a return to the good old days when women knew their place. After 250 years, this is what's evolved: a disdain for all minorities and a fabricated belief that their God entitles white men to success that only can be achieved by the horrific degradation of other human beings. As they espouse their racist tropes that Jesus would abhor, we best ready ourselves for battle, that together our vast diversity will help once and for all to close and lock their disingenuous, filthy, greed-filled doors. Thank you.
Damn. You're pretty amazing, Bonnie. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Bonnie. Sorry.
Oh, wonderful.
Damn, Bonnie. Damn.
Bonnie, you inspired me to write my poem part tonight because of that.
Really?
Yes, that political fire. I was sitting here and I'm like, I gotta write this poem, and I thought of who do I resonate and like I can get this from, and it's you. It's you.
God.
Every time I get angry at the system, it is you. When I have a client that comes in and the system fucking fails them because they're black and they want to smoke weed and weed is legal, I sit there and I'm like, let it be fucking Bonnie that puts the fire in gut. But
oh my God, that does my heart so so good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You covered that. Yeah, you covered that perfectly, because Jesus is used as justification, and that entire image and concept is built on a lie. And they're always asking, what would Jesus do? But they never answer the damn question. And we have to remember, with all this stuff going on here, it was in their Bible, in their story, they say that Jesus threw the cheating money lenders out of the temple. He raised hell, turned over temples, and threw people out. Nobody ever talks about that.
no.
Here. He wasn't crucified because he was a company man, you know?
I didn't know until I looked it up that they changed the artwork purposely, the colonizers. So he would look like them. I it's just amazing, the history that's out there.
But you are such a phenomenal writer. And you come in and you are not forgiving with your poetry. So I appreciate you. Appreciate the work that you bring in. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Angelina.
Yeah, this poem really to me was so clearly about Jesus as an instrument for whosoever wants to employ him as an instrument, so much so that there is no real one description or definition of this person, and that beautiful line that just blatantly says it about how he wouldn't even recognize himself as he's
Right?
depicted in this world, So that to me, that was just really one of the most brilliant parts of the poem.
Wow, thank you, Paul, so much. I appreciate it. Really.
Again, Bonnie is another one of those professors that needs to be like in rotation. Kind of like Dr. Cornell West just kind of goes around the country and just does talks to different colleges. Like, Bonnie, you should be on that tour. You need to share work like this with people, because this is one of those things that really paint the picture of how important it was for the oppressors to ensure they were the deity, to ensure that the world knew that they were the ones who should be praised. The wayward Jesus judgment scheme Christian nationalist. You said the kakistocracy. Kakistocracy. Listen. When you mistreat the needy, is this the image to which you pray? Religion courting racism? Red states getting redder? Their God entitles white men to success. Don't know what God you pray to. But me and them don't know each other. Great work, Bonnie. As always. I keep telling you, like, you'll find yourself on that watch list right along with the rest of us. Right along with the rest of us. For real. Thank you, Bonnie, for doing what you do and continuing to be as fearless as you are. Incredible work. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this artist, love her work. She really comes through. She really gives her heart to her work. She tells us incredible stories about how this whisper can turn into a poet and then it becomes this roar. I always look forward to her work. The one and only Sam Harty in the building. Come on, Sam, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Thank you. Hey, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well. I have a few pride poems because this is Gay Pride Month. First one is called We Have Always Been Here. Don't wave your sanitized rainbow at me. I am a child of the 80s. I remember our brothers dying in hospital beds alone, partners kept out in waiting rooms like strangers, like criminals. I remember so many funerals, no family other than patrons from the local bar. The front row pews, motherless, fathers who claimed they never had a son. We learned to mourn ourselves before we even learned to drive. Now you tell us to quiet down, to be polite, to go back in the closet we spent decades clawing our way out of. You legislate our pronouns, you police our bathrooms, you erase our marriages line by line, right by right. But we have always been here, in whispered phone calls at 3 a.m., in bars with no signs, in the quiet squeeze of a hand under restaurant tables. We're not new. We are not your experiment, your sin, your phase. We carry tombstones in our pockets, mourn those we lost, refuse discarded by your kind. We stand on the shoulders of drag queens who threw bricks so we could kiss in daylight. So don't tell me to be quiet. Don't tell me to be patient. We have waited too long, buried too many, loved too hard to beg for scraps of rights we already bled for. I am not your rainbow decoration. I am a storm you thought you survived. I am a love letter you tried to burn. I am still here, louder than you ever imagined, and I will not disappear. The second one is called Pride. I never wrote about being a lesbian. I wrote about love, how it left me, how it saved me, how it taught me to break and rebuild. I wrote about kisses like burning letters, goodbyes that echoed through years, the smell of her hair, the way she tucked it behind her ear, flying 6,000 miles to see her, to a city that would never learn my name. Pride is not about rainbow parades, not about flags or chants, but about the first woman I loved who taught me that pride is quieter than any anthem. For me, pride was learning to hold her hand, even when the world stared, sitting across from her Muslim parents and not shrinking. It is the small yes, the soft I'm here, the way I keep loving her even when it hurts. It is the promise I make to myself to never disappear again for anyone, to stand up inside my skin, to love her and myself out loud. As lovers came and went, I was always proud, even of the quiet way I whispered their names into my heart. And if I can get this one out, it's shorter. Pride feels like taking up space after years of apologizing for it, saying my name without lowering my voice, no longer asking permission to be myself, finally putting down the suitcase I carried for everyone else's comfort, breathing with my whole chest after years of making myself smaller. Pride isn't the parade, it's the girl who finally stops pretending. Pride isn't the rainbow, it's what remains after shame loses its grip. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, come on. Oh, mute yourself. Give it up for Sam. Harty.
Oh, Sam, wonderful.
Drag queens who threw bricks so we could kiss in public.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, just full respect on all of that. Like, that first one is just like an opus, you know, and I just really like how deep you go and the confidence you're doing it with. And I don't know, you move us completely, and we thank you.
Absolutely.
Your first poem reminded me of an experience I had with a friend of mine. We went to high school together, and I was going with him to a clinic, and he had just found out that he was really sick. He was beyond just being positive. He was really sick. And the weird thing was that the nurse comes from behind the counter and says to me, "We can see you in another room if you would like." And I just looked at her and said, "I'm here with my friend. That's why I'm here, because he needs me next to him. I'm not going anywhere." And that first poem just brought that experience, excuse me, brought that experience back to me like full force. Because they wanted me to separate me from him, being with him in the waiting room.
Mm.
Both of these poems really remind me of an interview I was a part of. Shout out Phynne Belle in the Lighthouse. We did an interview with an incredible woman named Rusty Rose. And she was telling us a story about Stonewall. And that is exactly what reminded me. When you started saying they throwing bricks so we could kiss in public, Finn, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is exactly what Rusty Rose was talking about, right? If you don't know Rusty Rose, Sam, definitely get with Finn, find out who she is, where you can find her. She's an amazing woman. She is incredibly resilient, and she's just bad. She's just bad as hell, for real. I love these poems because you are being you and unapologetically being you as loud as you want to be, right? You said, don't wave your sanitized rainbow at me, right? We learn to mourn ourselves before we learn to drive. Carry tombstones in our pockets. Don't tell me to be patient. I am not your rainbow decoration, right? In your second poem, you said, taught me to break and rebuild. The small yes, the soft I'm here, right? To love her and myself out loud. Your third poem, saying my name without lowering my voice. Like, listen, I don't care what it is and who you love and why you love them. Like, there's going to be people who say that, well, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be with this person. Love who you love. Be exactly who you are. Exactly who you are. Despite anybody's ill will. Love despite them. Thank you, Sam. All right, one more, and we will go to halftime. Coming up next, this gentleman is just a warrior of the truest sense. He's been rocking with us for years. He is the author of an incredible lineup of books: Four Crescents, Black Calculus, Evaporating Rage. He is a playwright. He is an author. He is a pushcart nominee. And he just happens to have a way with words. And he is a former educator. The one and only mathematics in the building. Actually, let me correct myself. Not a former educator. Because once you're an educator, you never stop educating. The one and only mathematics in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please, take it away.
Thank you, Elemental. I know I'm not the only one that missed you last week. And I know that came out successful, whatever the place. Anyway, here we go. I got these two pieces. I got freedom flowing out of both of them. A chrysalis, the shell of my facade. The security of the cocoon, a shelter for dreams of the next life when you have more time, more money, more freedom to act out youth if life had been different. Expect the unexpected was the default setting. Flexible and resilient, planned into the future. Just in case the ego went bust, not a hint of control wasn't less than enough. The surprise of a lifetime is the nightmare of unexpectedness. The shell matures, hardens, seals you in, becomes a death trap. Just before the oxygen runs out and the carbon dioxide suffocates you, remember the flame you burn in the palm of your hand. Ignite the dark void that would swallow you without a shadow of memory. Torch the box that was never checked because it never contained you, never contained your fire, like an incendiary shower, immolating false images. Gather the ashes in my wake. Watch the flight pattern of this phoenix. Next piece. Freedom is a constant struggle. Challenge is the invitation. Struggle is the welcome. Life, an ongoing struggle. Fit in through the cracks. Open wide when there are no doors. Break a window. Let the fire burn. Bust a door down. Let the smoke out. Wind will clear the air, clear your throat. Open your heart. Listen for the truth. Peace.
And if you're listening for the truth, I guarantee you it's going to show up right here. Unmute yourself. Give it up for the maestro.
Wonderful.
I loved it. That was perfect. Sometimes I think that the answer to everything, like if you're either you're educating yourself towards truth or lies, you're praying towards truth or lies. Everything you do is either towards the truth and light and gods or lies. And I get confused sometimes. Is my God truth or God? And then the same fucking thing for me, God's. But the truth is it. And the courage to say it, and the courage to say it in this country as a Black man is sacred. And thank you. That's it. Sorry.
Well, that was a poem right there.
Facts. I mean,
Yeah, both these poems, Norm, you're so full of instruction for a person like me. Both these poems were really speaking to me about, freedom. If you want it, you have to take it. You have to shape it yourself. You define it for yourself. You put it on yourself. You live it yourself. And it's not a passive thing, and it takes work. And the reward is just incalculable.
freedom, in my opinion, freedom, like love, is a verb. It's an action word. You can't just expect it to come knocking at your door and say, hey, we got this freedom. We got your address from the oppressor, and they said you needed this freedom. No. You have to work for it. You have to work towards it. Constantly. I love how you said the security of the cocoon. And the cocoon, to me, is just a metaphor for everything. Whether it's your job, whether it's your relationship, whether it's your home, whether it's your neighborhood, your 10-block radius. That's your comfort zone. That's your safety. Because outside of that, it's nothing, right? Prison industrial complex, like however you want to put that, right? Ignite the dark void that will swallow you without a shadow of memory. Watch the flight pattern of this phoenix. Struggle is the welcome. Like, you're just amazing, sir. And I love just how dedicated you are. Just one of the dopest cats in the world, man. Thank you for your strength, for your resilience, for your dedication to our craft, and your dedication to our community. We truly, truly appreciate all you do. All right, first half has been amazing. Oh my goodness. And look, there are 10 more poets that are coming to kind of destroy the rest of the brain that you might have left, the brain matter that you got left. They are coming for it. Trust and believe. Thank you to all of you who are rocking with us this evening. For those who are not on the list, shout out Rachel, shout out Marie, shout out Stephanie. Listen, shout out Nicole Johnson in the building. Just amazing folks, right? Dre will definitely get to you, right? Because all your inspiration, I know, is just gonna, for sure. But thank you all for hanging out with us. We are going to go to halftime, a quick 5-minute intermission, and we will be back shortly, folks. All right, refresh your drink, stretch your legs, because it's going down for real. We'll see y'all right back shortly. All right, good evening. And thank you for tuning in to the online open mic with the greatest community in the world. Week after week, you keep this flame of artistry burning with a light that transcends time, distance, and borders. Now, welcome to the Halftime Report. I am your correspondent. My name is Elemen2al, bringing you the latest news and upcoming events proudly presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Stay tuned, stay inspired. As always, keep creating. The New Eurekan Bowery Slam, happening every Monday at the Bowery Poetry Club in New York City, hosted by Luna Rosa and Jay Rose. Winner receives a $20 cash prize and a chance to compete in the final Friday Slam. Occurring on the last Friday of the month at the Lower East Side Center at 7 p.m. Hosted by Matthew Marano and Paul Conqueso. Winners from the New Eurekan Bowery Slam compete against each other for a $100 cash prize and a chance to compete in our annual Grand Slam. Plus, there's the Twilight Hour open mic hosted by La Bruja. Make sure you come through. For more details on the slam season, including rules, winners, and current year scoreboard, go to neweurekan.org/slam. Our open mics at the Lower East Side and Center are all kinds of incredible. The venue records high-quality audio and video of all performances, and they are live streamed to the Lower East Siders and New Eurekan YouTube channels. All except our first Wednesday of every month, we have Women's Orator Wednesday, aka WOW, hosted by 2024 Grand Slam champion Somebody's Mama. The remaining Wednesdays of the month, we have the New Eurekan Open Mic, hosted by Brian Acosta Aria, aka Brian the Motel Guy. Make sure you plug in. It is going to be something special. Our online programs, which are absolutely free, include the online open mic hosted by yours truly, weekly on Thursdays via Zoom and live stream on YouTube. All styles are welcome. Every artist has 4 minutes to rock with new themes every week. The Slam Workshop, happening on the second Tuesday of every month via Zoom, hosted by the National Youth Poet Laureate Stephanie Pacheco. When you sharpen your craft, you sharpen your performance. Make sure you plug in. There are many other in-person and online events coming up. For info and tickets of all the programming, you can go to neweurekan.org/calendar. Our social media and website and other links, including how to sign up for the mailing list, you go to our Linktree/New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Visit our YouTube channel to catch past live streams of online and Lower East Side Center open mics, beatniks, and special events at Battery Park City, Poetry House, and NJ Pack. The New Eurekan Poets Cafe is a non-profit 501c3 organization based in New York City on the Lower East Side. Ticket sales and grants don't cover all of our programs and operations expenses. So here are ways that you can help support us in our mission to continue with moving poetry forward. Our merchandise, shirts, hats, and tote bags available for purchase at our New York table and in-person events, or go to newyorrican.org/merch. Spring and summer collection coming soon. Also, check out and subscribe to our Patreon site. Gain access to video recordings of in-person events not available online for the public. Go to patreon.com/Nuyorican Poets Cafe.
We would love to hear from you. If you've attended one of our shows, let us know about your experience. Go to newyorrican.org/survey to complete and submit the form and receive a special gift for your feedback.
Special thanks to our tech team, our programs and operations team, all of our hosts, our executive director, and all our sponsors for helping us to continue to move our artwork forward. We appreciate you for all your continued support, helping us to keep the spirit of artistry and inspiration of poetry alive and moving forward through the spirit of our founders. Brought to you by Elemen2al Vision Works, inspiring change through passionate poetry and creative productions.
Your energy and passion truly make this community something special. Thank you for all your artistry and your genius. Truly can't thank you enough.
We appreciate you. Now, back to the show. Peace. Oh, yeah. It's going down. We are back in the building. Don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years. You feel me? Years. So, let's get it going. Listen, oh my God. Some of my favorite things in the world is when I see this gentleman's name on the list, and then when I see him with his instrument strapped on. This gentleman, he's been rocking with us for years. He is just a sense of being when it comes to his music, his musicianship, his writing. He's just absolutely amazing. And the world is in turmoil. But we are about to get our week put into balance with this incredible gentleman, the one and only Joeski Sea in the building. Come on, Joeski, let these folks know where they can find you. It's always great to see you. Please, take it away.
Hey, Elemental. Coming through?
Like a rock star, Joeski. Let's go.
Wonderful. I'm going to start with some new shit. This is a short poem. The Fool and His Pool. This is about Donald Trump trying to remake the reflection pool and the disaster that's turned into. The fool and his pool, taller than a building if it were lying down. The fool and his pool, painted blue to call the sun. The fool and his pool, what this city has become. The fool and his pool, shallow scum of Washington. This is something I wrote a while back, but it's kind of on theme, I think. This is called Uncomfortable. Can't teach history, makes them uncomfortable. Can't teach science, makes them uncomfortable. Can't teach geography, from sea to shining sea. Led by the lost, counting the cost, makes them uncomfortable. Can't teach climate, makes them uncomfortable. Can't teach about heat, makes them uncomfortable. Can't teach about the cold, frozen hearts of old. People were bought, people were sold, makes them uncomfortable. Switch off the lights, turn off the car, in the dark, between the stars. Can't teach about slavery, that makes them really uncomfortable. They didn't do it, that was somebody else. Privilege of skin, doors that let them in. Jim Crow was their kin, they feel it deep within, makes them uncomfortable. Switch off the lights, turn off the car, in the dark, between the stars. Can't mention you, makes them uncomfortable. Because you're you, makes them uncomfortable. Florida can't say gay, there's rainbows every day. Makes them uncomfortable. Uncomfortable, makes them uncomfortable.
Yeah, I just had to let the chord resonate for real. Unmute yourself, give it up for Joeski Sea.
Oh man, that was great. That was just great.
Really love the fool in his pool. And the second piece, I really, like you said, you've done it here, but I mean, you could do every poem you've done here at any time you want, as far as I'm concerned. I could listen to them over and over. It's you really taken to task and pointing out how truth is what has become persecuted, right? You can't speak the truth because it's being driven out, basically. And it really just shows one of the kind of main traits of these people, that they have contempt for just the basic idea. They bear a responsibility to be truthful with the public. That's what all their lies are a show of, is an extreme contempt for this idea they should be responsible to keep us informed.
Super dope, Joeski. Like, it's such a double entendre, like the flex of it all, like that make them uncomfortable. Somehow these power structure sons of bitches, they get antsy and uncomfortable when shit ain't going their way, but they don't want everybody else to be comfortable when they need shit to be evened out and everybody be on the same playing field. So to have that dichotomy and keep coming back around to that, make it uncomfortable. Like, after a while, I started thinking to myself, I wonder if Joeski is talking about them being uncomfortable or me being uncomfortable in some of these moments he's mentioning this. Like, it's a dope song, man.
Yeah, that makes them uncomfortable refrain. Like, and then how you even break it down. You said, can't talk about slavery. Oh, that makes them really uncomfortable. Like, it just reminds me of how Johnny Cash would approach some of his lyrics, right? Like, he would break into like a conversation within the song, right? And I think that just shows a mastery of your lyricism, of your instrumentation. It's again, you have this synergy with your music, and it really, really comes out beautiful every single time. Yeah, that the fool in his pool, taller than a building if it were laying down. Like, I just love your perspective, Joeski. Really. The way you approach writing, the way you approach poetry and song, it's really one of a kind. I really can't thank you enough for doing all that you do and staying dedicated to being exactly you. Thank you, Joeski. For real. Shout out Deneen. Shout out to Queen Deneen. Been a while. All right. Let's keep it going. So we will, great Scott, we have a pleasant gesture. Whenever they are ready, we will make sure that Dre gets on. But we will continue to move. Coming up next, this is one of my spiritual advisors. I really can't thank her enough for sending me such magnificent prayers. She always, without her knowing, right? No matter how chaotic my days are, when I see texts from her, she always just helps me just to breathe and say, oh, don't forget, you're part of a legacy. But just in case you didn't know this, here's another piece of inspiration for you. Here's another cannonball for your cannon. And I absolutely love that. She's always a blessing every time she shows up. The one and only Osunyoyin in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It's always great to see you. Please, take it away.
Okay, you can always find me trying to finish some poem that I've only written half of. That's where you can find me. Just real quick. I send the prayers, and it's some of them are sent to me by my spiritual advisors. But prayer is really important because you get what you invoke, and prayer helps you to consciously invoke what you want and need in your life, and you can create that. Anyway, I'm gonna do 2 poems. They're not long, not short. The first one is on theme, not Juneteenth, but it's freedom. I am freedom, but you don't know me. I am freedom, and I cost less than the oppression you have accepted and suffer from to this very day. Some of you don't want to pay my price. Malcolm X told you that the price of freedom is death. Yes, the death of your fear, the death of your hesitation, the death of your doubts. Silence your fears. Fear is not your friend. Embrace my power in the well of your soul. Turn off the what ifs, leading you to inaction. I am freedom. You are already free. I am your birthright. To manifest me to your life, you must first cast off the chains in your own minds. I, freedom, live inside of you. Stand on me. I am the foundation, the roots of your soul's progress, the momentum for your evolution. Your body can be temporarily confined, but never your soul. I am freedom, yours for the taking. Bring all who seek me. I am always here. Okay, and the second one, I'm actually doing 2 poems tonight. And I don't have a title for this one. Understand the cliff you are standing on before you step off. Are you prepared to ignore the doubts of those who don't have your vision? Are you prepared to give past and beyond every mental, physical, spiritual boundary that so-called common sense you can achieve, or so-called realistically? Can you go deaf to the denials of success the doubters are infecting you with? Can you continue to work every tool your destiny has given you mastery over, no matter how tired, exhausted, and rock bottom hopeless it all seems? Your spiritual bodies tell you, see it, embrace it. It's here. It's always been with you since before you touch this realm. Whatever it is, know and manifest your destiny from the sacred, bottomless, sacred well of creativity within.
I'm telling you, she just reminds you that just when you think you've hit the bottom, oh, there's more to it. unmute yourself. Give it up for Oshun. Yo, yeah.
Beautiful.
You know, Elemental, when you say that she's your spiritual advisor, I can totally, I heard that in these pieces, that you move forward so fast and take everything so seriously. It's hard to sit back and take some spiritual guidance from someone. So, but I could really, I really felt that in your pieces, especially the second one.
Thank you. We're trained to be submissive to something that isn't even real. And we really need to be, one of the things I'm kind of famous for saying is every so-called religion and spiritual tradition tells us that we are created in the spiritual image and likeness of God, which means that you have a divine heritage to live up to, not say I'm only human as an excuse.
Yeah, really great advice.
I love that, and I'm probably gonna steal that. Just putting the world on notice. I'm probably gonna steal that divine heritage. I'm probably gonna steal that in some way, shape, or form. I'm probably am. But listen, when you create poems like this, right? You really just tap into people's fear, right, and the doubt that they may have. You said, I am freedom, but you don't know me, right? You said, you mentioned the minister. You said, he said it comes with the ultimate cost, right? He said it's the death of your fear, the death of your hesitation, the death of your doubt. And until you lay those to rest, you can't find success and freedom. The doubt from those who don't share your vision. You gotta know that everyone is not locked into what you're locked into. And the moment that you realize that, is a moment you start separating yourself from the people that consider themselves your friends or maybe colleagues or co-workers. Your circle becomes so small that there's more circle than points. Right? Because there's just not enough points to create a whole circle. It may be like 3 or 4 points. It's like, that's a square. No, it's my circle. And that's it. Amazing work as always. Thank you for all that you do and continuing to do it. Loving the hair. Peace to the God, Baba and Goma. All right. Let's keep it going. Coming up next, this incredible artist, she makes space for so many other artists. I've known this poet since I'm not even gonna put a year on it. But we've known each other for quite a while. She continues to inspire me. Again, I was in a room earlier today where she was making space for other artists, just giving them a space to breathe. And in a world that is always attempting to suffocate us, she continues to make space for us to do just that. I like to call her the daughter of Krypton. Shout out to Poetry Global Network. The one and only Phynne Belle in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please.
Always so wonderful to see you. Thank you so much, Elemental. Apologies, I did not bring a poem on theme, but I do want us to, pause and think about the blessing of being able to have Juneteenth, and the best way to put power towards that and support it is continuing to forward Black voices, supporting local Black industry, Black endeavors, just always support and illuminate those voices because they're important. Also, happy Pride Month. So this poem is a little bit more leaning on Pride Month. And it's my exploring of feeling marginalized, of patriarchal hatred, and this increasing exhaustion of putting out my self-defense. So this is called To Whom To whom it may concern. Inbox unread. To whom it may concern, or rather, it's really none of your concern. So mind your own damn business, or even, I'm only wasting my breath, so why bother? It appears I am all the things enumerated on the following list, also PFA, and it is causing outright distress, loud, obnoxious complaint, potent doses of inappropriate behavior, and overwhelming confusion. This response to who I am is in turn placing me in conditions conducive to harm. I certify that I am one, a woman. Two, a woman and queer. Three, a woman who's also queer and voices her opinion. Four, a woman delectably queer who speaks out when I have something that gravely needs to be addressed, but oddly unrelated to anything at all, am pretty. A succulent, outspoken, cute woman who could not predetermine or pre-engineer that I look how I look. Genetic inheritance and DNA blueprint and chromosomes and shit like that. Thanks, Mama and Daddy. I have a higher predisposition for heart disease and bad knees too, but you don't hear anyone raving about those beauties. Six, a pretty okay looking woman. I am queer, you read that correctly. Not afraid most of the time to share what's on my mind, but confounded and sadly rendered briefly mute when somebody read as a cis-het man shares unsolicited comments about my body and my appearance. Number seven, quite lovely and kind, but now often prickly and guarded, queer human being who is trying to be tactful but feels vulnerable, who is no longer responding to your conversation when you liberally slather it in repeat offense praise of my perceived hot womanly figure and all its unseeming anatomy. What I am wearing, the gargantua of the lotus blossom, yellow fever, rice chasing mail order, bride, good girl fantasy of me. I am ignoring you. I am blocking you. Eight, a woman. This woman is queer. This woman will not fall silent when faced with injustice, but this woman is now afraid and rousing anger and indignation for rejecting your abuse. Can't you take a compliment, babe? I didn't mean anything by it. You don't have to be such a bitch. Nine, a queer Asian woman, an anomaly in the patriarchal makeup, an aberration in society's white, hot male gaze. Number 10, a woman who is Asian. Queer out loud is a warp in the fabric waiting to be crushed down, smoothed out, erased. Given the facts outlined above, please advise on the next steps required to resolve this matter, including direct contact details for the appropriate representative. I'm grateful for your prompt action on this matter and look forward to your response. Respectfully, X, 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 X. Sent to trash folder.
That was dope on so many levels. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Phynne Belle.
Yeah, that was so beautiful.
Remarkable piece. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I thought that was amazing. And the whole time you were reading it, I was thinking about how this country has successfully divided everyone, and that's the result of what happens is those feelings. And I think, you know, you express them just perfectly and sadly, but perfectly.
I really enjoyed that list format, and in each bullet point you have to re-emphasize, yes, I am a woman, I am queer, and it doesn't end. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I was intrigued by this. Oh, go ahead.
No, I said it was empowering and frustrating at the same time to like reiterate it because that's what you have to do and it's the reality and it's just ridiculous. You have to state it and yeah, and not have it be respected.
Right. That we even have to state it at all. That or you have to state it at all. You know, I just feel like there was a time where we didn't have to do any of that. Or maybe we did, I don't know, but it's certainly top of mind today.
I kind of think everybody should always be doing it, whether you feel like you need to or not. I think it's just a good kind of, taking the depth. It's kind of a sounding. And I know a few other poets that can wield a poem as a mirror, just like you did, Phynne. The kind of, in a sense, kind of taking stock of yourself, almost sort of being a spectator in a somewhat objective way about your queerness. And I like Naomi, I was intrigued by the sort of list format too, because it was a way to kind of compile and just build up, in a sense, a sort of case for your identity. And I think that's just a very intensely soul-searching exercise poets frequently do. You get in front of that poem like it was a mirror, and it really is a kind of free space that we don't have anywhere else. It's like the ultimate safe space for us to explore ourselves. And I really appreciate how your apprehensions and descriptions and your realizations and revelations and your pushing back was all very complicated and complex. It wasn't this kind of simplistic exercise of stating things that are really obvious. I felt like you really were discovering these things about yourself in the moment of creating the poem. And that gave me a really enervating feeling from the poem. I mean, it just was really scintillating with that kind of retroflexion, I'll call it. I really give thanks to your abilities to do that.
So this poem just screams fearlessness. But this poem also screams pillar. It also stands for my feet are dug in here, right? This is not a negotiation. It's a notification. This is what it is. This is where I am, right? A woman delectably queer. I look how I look. Chromosomes and shit like that. The hot womanly figure. I am ignoring you. Like I love how you just kind of stand on that, right? You're not asking for permission to do or be or say anything. You're letting the world know this is how you feel. This is who you are. Ready or not, here I come. Right? Just one of those moments that kind of makes you check on yourself. Like, oh no, I'm this, I'm that, this is who I am. Right? You make people do a self inventory, and those are not easy to do. Plus, I have to say, I'm not a 100% huge fan of number poems, right? List poems, like they're cool if you do them right. But I did not see this list coming, so I love the fact that you started it into a poem, and then it kind of morphed into this list. Like, I really, really dig that. It just didn't start with 1, let me tell you this story about a man named Jed. 2, he found oil. 3, he was you know what I mean? But you actually organically got into the list. Amazing work. Thank you for all that you do. Make sure you plug in with Fincabulary and Poetry Global Network. They do amazing things. Coming up next, a true Lower East Sider. This gentleman has really, really more claim to this space than anyone I know. He is the only artist and author that I know that was in the original Aloud anthology from the New Eureka Poets Cafe. He is our resident Gilgamesh, and he just happens to be one dope ass individual. He is not an enigma, he is the enigma. The one and only Paul Skiff in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
The best place to find me is here. I'm kind of into the pride zone with this. I do this like almost every time this month comes around. Difficult questions for all you heterosexuals. What do you think caused your heterosexuality? How did you decide you were a heterosexual? Is it possible that your heterosexuality is just a phase that you might grow out of? How old were you when you came out as being heterosexual? Why do you insist on flaunting your heterosexuality? Can't you just be who you are and just, kind of keep quiet about it? Why do heterosexuals put so much emphasis on sex? Why do heterosexuals feel compelled to get others to try your lifestyle? Have you ever been hetero bashed? Have you ever been to Hetero Week at Disneyland? Just what do men and women do in bed together anyway? Considering the menace of overpopulation, how could the human race survive if everyone were heterosexual? Do you like to dress up in front of the mirror at home as a heterosexual? Have you ever thought about adopting a child to get around being a heterosexual? Would you want your child to be a heterosexual, knowing all the problems and comedy routines they would face? When was the last time you were turned down for a job because it was obvious how big of a fucking heterosexual you were? As a heterosexual, do you feel safe in public holding hands or kissing? Do you own a hetero pride flag? What's your favorite hetero-friendly local business? How do you know you're not just hetero-curious, huh? What heterosexual support groups do you belong to? As a heterosexual, do you feel you have any chance at all? Really? Come on. Do you feel you really have any chance at all of ever becoming a fully entitled member of consumer society as a heterosexual? Why do heterosexuals do so many party drugs? Why do you think so many LGBTQ plus people get anxiety about so many heterosexuals being around? As a heterosexual, would you feel safe living in a place like El Paso, Biloxi, Laramie, or Corpus Christi? Hey, do your parents know? Do your parents know you're a heterosexual? What about your roommate? Yeah, so how does it feel to you, huh? How does it feel to you now, being cornered and backed up against a wall like this in public just because you're such a big fucking heterosexual?
He just fucking did that, y'all. Like he really just did that. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul Skiff.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Skiff. Fuck yeah.
That was awesome. My son is the youngest in the house, and he's like, "I'm so sorry, but I think I might like girls." And we were like, "That's great." And he's like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "No, it's good." But and that fucking elf you put in the tree, that's how we taught him like the gender ain't real because the elf switches, it's fluid. But like, I felt bad and I did the opposite. I made me feel bad for being straight, and I felt really bad. But he's cool. Yeah. Thank you. Your poem.
The beautiful thing, Skiff, I like about that piece, the similarities we share with our love for metaphors and twisting language. I'm sure you've heard it 1,000 times before. You write too thick. People don't understand what you're saying. Like, you use very precise language and murdered every single word that came out of your mouth. Like, it was without a shadow of a doubt. You just graduate pre-K and you understood what this poem was about. Like, it was very well done. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that. I'm totally, I feel your sympathy and compassion there. Yeah, it's like, your poems are always overwritten, right?
Right.
And then that takes them out of the realm of being commercial, right? They're not for a general audience because they're just for many reasons, but the fact they're so overwritten. Well, I'm sorry. It's all about the words to me.
They exist for a reason. Yeah.
Paul, I love this poem so much, and partially because I could understand it, but being honest, but especially when you first started it, it should be required listening for every group, every parent who has does not have a heterosexual kid. I mean, it was so exact in forcing you to think about what life is like day in and day out all the time. It was great, really very clever and perfectly done. Really enjoyed it.
I got the idea for this just from hearing what were offered as a couple jokes along this line, but I thought, what I'm doing with this as a poem is just it's just turning the tables and doing something, just looking in a way nobody would really think, so to speak, to look. And oftentimes that's all it takes to make a really good poem. You're just seeing from some other perspective and imagining things kind of backwards,
Yeah, I've never heard it done before, and you're absolutely right. I mean, it seems like such a simple concept to force people to think about it, and it's so easy to think about that once you've said it, but it was really
I think they call it defamiliarization, right?
Yeah.
It was
Like,
a really good poem because you wrote a really good poem. You have a great command of language. You were talking about language, but you have a great command of language.
Well, thank you.
Sure. It's poems like this that make you dangerous, because what you essentially did in this poem is you took every type of prejudice, every type of ism that people are comfortable throwing out at people, throwing up at people, and forced them to swallow it themselves. That's just beautiful. That's stinking beautiful. You said, what do you think caused your heterosexual? Do you own a hetero pride flag? Do your parents know? Have you ever been hetero bashed? So check this out. City I was born in, shout out the city. They were synonymous, very famous for having a gay district. It's the only gay district in a city I've ever heard of that does exactly that. Because of the amount of gay bashing that was happening in the city, that was the only place I've ever heard of that hetero people going there get straight bashed, is what they called it. Yeah, right. No one was crying any tears for them. They came home like bloody pieces of blood oranges. No one cried for them. But I love this poem. I love how you really just showed the world how easily, how flimsy your prejudice is, and how easily it can be turned against you. Amazing work, sir. Amazing work. Amazing. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this artist, she's just kind of shocking in the best of ways. I honestly, I don't really know what she comes up with, but I know that I've installed seatbelts in my chair for poets like her, because I always feel like I'm gonna fall out of it when she rips. And there's some other folks that are on this list that do the same thing, like for real. Like I had to install seatbelts. She is one of a kind. She is dope as hell, and she is relentless with it. Doing only Jessie Marie in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
It's good to be here. Peep this 78 on all platforms. Happy Pride Month. This is a new poem. The blue room did not save me. Come here, sweetheart. We love you. We just want you right with God. Heaven is serious. Lift your hands. Close your eyes. Renounce it. Renounce that spirit. Renounce that woman. Renounce that lifestyle. In the name of Jesus, I command the gay to come out. Loose her. Loose her. Loose her. And I was 40 years old. Not a child. A grown woman with death standing close enough to fog the mirror. A woman with a body already fighting to stay earthside. Scared enough to reach for heaven with both hands. And the church saw my fear as an opening. They didn't catch me young. They caught me vulnerable. They caught me sick. They caught me trying to make peace with God and turned heaven into a checkpoint. They said, you can come in but not whole. You can come in but not gay. You can come in but leave your love outside the gate. That little church back room. That blue room. That fluorescent lit cage dressed up as deliverance. They gathered around me like I was a problem God forgot to solve. They clapped. They slapped, they commanded, they raised their voices like volume was evidence of holiness. One hand on my forehead, one hand on my shoulder, one hand gripping my wrist like heaven needed witnesses to the hostage situation. And I stood there, stunned, ashamed, terrified, trying to pass the entrance exam for eternity. Do you know what it does to a dying woman to tell her God's love has a border? To tell her heaven may not want her unless she amputates the truest parts of herself? This was not ministry. This was spiritual exhortation. This was emotional blackmail with choir robes on. That was a church holding heaven over my head like a locked door and saying, we have the key. But see, they lied. God was not in the slap. God was not in the clap, and God was not in the command. God was not on the conditions. God was actually the witness. God was the breath that stayed with me when their theology tried to leave me hollow. And I survived America's blue rooms. I survived the oil, the tongues, the hands, the peer pressure, the holy theater, the assembly nodding amen with fear crawled through my nervous system. And now I know my gayness was never the thing blocking me from God. Their control was, their cruelty was, their need to turn my deathbed into their victory lap was, because what kind of church looks at a dying woman and says, before you meet God, let us make sure you hate yourself correctly? Nah. That was not the spirit. That was fear dressed in white. That was shame speaking in tongues. That was power laying hands on a vulnerable woman and calling the bruise a blessing. But let's role play again. Come here, sweetheart. We love you. We just want you right with God. Renounce the gay before it's too late. No. See, not this time. This time I'm not the one in the middle of the room. This time I am the minister. I come back with oil in my voice, fire in my lungs, scripture in my bones, and every ancestor who survived bad religion standing behind me like thunder. And this time I lay hands on my own chest first and say, God, thank you for leaving with me. Then I turn to the elders, to the pulpit, to the whole assembly that mistook my terror for testimony, and I say, church, come to the altar. Bring your fear. Bring your control. Bring your little heaven with the locked door. Bring every doctrine you use to make God sound like a weapon. I have seen what possesses you. It was never me. It was domination. It was cowardice. It was shame. It was fear speaking in tongues. It was control wearing Sunday white. So in the name of God, who did not make me to beg humans for mercy, I rebuke every lie you planted in me. I rebuke every condition you attached to heaven. I rebuke every elder who mistook manipulation for ministry. And I rebuke every church that made a dying woman an addition for grace. I send your shame back to its sender, and I send your fear back to its pulpit, and I send your bullshit back to the altar where you first learned to worship power and call it God. I'm not your deathbed conversion, and I'm not your blue room testimony. I'm the woman who survived your conditions. I'm the minister now, and every lie you left inside me, come out. Paul.
Yeah, she did that. Unmute yourself, give it up for Jessie Marie.
Every single time. Thank you. Goddamn. Thank you. I had like chants in my head. I'm like, oh, that could be a good chant for protest it. There's nothing, but still it will be there. We'll chant it. So you're fucking awesome. Thank you. You love it.
I'm about all that smoke, Jesse. I'm about all of that smoke. Like to sit back and look at yourself in such a way where to villain hero, right? Who's playing the villain? Who's playing the hero? We rotate these roles in our lives, and hopefully we stay on one side of the fence. But to put it in a realm of religion, oh my God, it's such a non-touch kind of subject matter. And the way you went about it, it's kind of like Skiff's poem. It's done in such a very precise way where it's 1 + 1 = 2. If you can't agree with that line of verse or this line of verse, you're missing out on a whole thing called life right now. Like, and you're showing us that in the poem. And I love you for it. Appreciate it. Yep.
Oh, I like what Maze just said, kind of uncovering where life really is for yourself. That's a beautiful insight. I mean, Jesse, you're a closet historical materialist because this poem was about brainwashing and how you got it out of you. And it was so beautifully done with your trademark incendiary emotions. It's just always such a pleasure to be on these roller coasters you do as poetry.
Yeah, man. Good shit. Whew.
Your delivery is relentless.
Yeah.
Please, go ahead.
I was going to say the same. I was going to mention the delivery was just outstanding, outrageous, outstanding. Just, it never stopped. It was just like as if you weren't even reading it. You were just reciting all that emotion in your body. But it was really perfectly done.
Yeah, I think that's just a natural reaction to when somebody has stuck all this junk inside you, you know? It's you struggle to get it out. And once you know you're getting it out of yourself, it's this incomparable feeling of liberation, you know, that you're finally coming into possession of your own self. And you've kind of gotten behind the whole Wizard of Oz curtain of all the bullshit. I mean, she said in the poem these very explicit lines, the lies you planted in me, right? I mean, that's all just soul washing, brainwashing. That's why I was saying you're a closet historical materialist, because you've identified this thing and that materialist culture does, and its structures of its authoritarian structures, where they don't want you to see with your own eyes, they don't want you to feel with your own heart, they don't want you to hear with your own ears, they don't want you to feel as you. They want to put all this fake shit inside you so you see just like them.
So kind of like what the Jedi Master was saying in his poem, you take what people know and are very comfortable with, and you kind of un-McDonaldize it and feed it right back to them. You said, no, they didn't catch me when I was early. I'm 40. Right? I command the gay to come out. That's hilarious to me. That someone can stand on what they believe is a holy space and say, Jesus compels you, devil, to get out that body. As if you were speaking to a God that understood you. Scared enough to reach for heaven with both hands. Turn heaven into a checkpoint. Like heaven needed witnesses for this hostage situation. Did you just call God a negotiator? Or did I just miss that whole jump right there? Like, God's love has a border. Calling the bruise a blessing. Yo, you write some really, really visceral lines, and they are really dope. They land like atomic bombs, and I'm gonna need you to just keep your hand on that fuse. Like, I don't know if you like sprinkle gunpowder in your cereal in the morning, but keep eating that shit because it's explosive, Jessie, for real. Really dope, really dope. All right, let's keep it going. We have 5 more and 2 on the good luck round. Coming up next, this gentleman continues to work on his work. Every time I hear him, man, I feel like he's just getting better and better and better. Every time he steps up, you can tell the work that he puts in to it. And I look forward to hearing him every single time he comes through. The one and only Principe in the building. Come on, Principe. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Around me, trees thrash where they stand. As the wind blows, the quietness stampedes through the air. As the tree thrashing continues, a familiar character arrives on my mailbox. 2 birds flying in it. 2 birds, like it was a sign from above, all while the sound of my thoughts arise, and I swirl back and forth in my computer chair. A rabbit or a hare run past. I wonder who's in control, the divine one. I'm gonna read 2 more. The next poem is titled "Be the Voice." Let the walls crumble because there is a lesson in the blessing. Once your third eye sees past the prism of the earthquake moment, you see a shrillion more, the sweetest you sing. You let the la pause ink fall on the pages and travel elsewhere. The continents of many hearts are crying out to hear your voice. So speak your truth. And I'll read 1 more. A sign from above. 2 maroon birds perch on the ledge of my front porch. I ponder on its significance to me. H2O, it flows through my mental map. The 2 birds stare at each other. While this occurs, the upper world is filled with titanium. So I step inside my home, but still I wonder about the 2 maroon birds. Thank you.
Man, your imagery is crazy. Oh, mute yourself. Give it up for Principe.
Yeah, I mean, again, some of these poems you did today remind me of what a little bit of Marcinsia's poems, these kind of snapshots. And I really admire your poetic powers to do these kind of short poems that set up these really, really thick moods, Principe. It's a kind of poetry I supremely enjoy. The mission of this poem is just to kind of create these moods. And It has a lot in common with the moodification that music has the power to do.
Right, right. You sit into you really really sink into the melodies of your methods when you write, and that's just really dope. That's why I say you continue to get better, because those are the types of things, like it's almost like a gardener just tilling the soil, and that's what it seems like you do consistently with your work, and it's only bearing fruit. Really dope work, Principe. Thank you for continuing to share it with us. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, yo, this artist has come through, and she has made an impact because she speaks in a voice of truth that is her own, and I really really look forward to hearing how vulnerable they're gonna be, and how much their poetry is helping them to really express who they are. I love it. I love to see it. I love to hear it. The one and only Naomi in the building. It's great to see you. Let these folks know where they can find you, please. Take it away.
Thank you. Um, Today, I want to make sure I say that I'm really grateful that I get to be part of this community. You can find me on Instagram. I'll put it in the chat. Grace Griot. And God, it's going to be hard to read this one today. It's called Bon Appetit. Okay. I'm trying to love with all the wrong notes. Call it a minor case of the blues. I'm incompatible with major seconds. Like I'm supposed to be Thanksgiving, but don't got enough plates to go around. Whose hunger keeps eating me alive, and why am I giving thanks for making a meal of myself? Why keep advertising what makes me appetizing? As if my flat fifth would ever have been declared fit for consumption. I've only ever been allowed to pick from a handful of pitches, the ones that made me sound like part of a major key, before I ever heard there were songs in the key of life. When you're locked outside of your own senses, everything looks, sounds, and tastes like it might just be the key. Come to find, I've devoured far too much of my own time, sorting through piles of leftover life advice from people who don't know what it means to lose an entire kidney every time some racist recipe calls for kidney beans and rips them right out of the Creole sauce as I scream bon appetit. So before I am swallowed whole, and at the risk of reaping my own disposability, I would like to make something more out of this life than a musical about tolerance. Because I'm not just a repeat of ragtime. I put my own songs on a stage any and every time I step outside into a world where intolerance means I'm indigestible waste product, while tolerance only earns me the privilege to grin and bear it as you take yet another bite into my strange fruit. Because I can make myself taste like just another holiday meal, but the one thing everyone loves, I find lacking. To voice that in first inversion, any familiar flavor they find in me is a facade over my real feelings. The core is still cold and bitter, but here I am heating up whatever I can reproduce before they notice there's nothing left but empty calories. I've been cooking my whole life and still can't feed my consumers fast enough. This tempo is grueling and no one wants to hear about how hard it is to transpose my tritones to match someone else's idea of an acceptable mode. I'm beginning to feel less like a scale made for measuring up to fidelity and more like a fistful of frequencies hell-bent on mixing modes until something in this world sings along. But empire only strikes power chords, sanctions them to carve perfect fifths out of my psyche, mandates my quality remain an ambiguity as deterrence against the dissonance of a single blue note, chows down on my one edible melody while the rest of me goes missing. There are so many notes in me without a single place to sing in all this music that I no longer know how to harmonize with my own heart. I don't know what needs my love more, the notes I cannot sound or everything unwittingly attached to them. But these days, they're all turning sour and losing themselves in tasteless and unsavory forms. In tonal music, every tone is meant to fit into one of a few functions. One just as easily could have focused on finding a function for every tone. Because when you come to terms with your position as a cascade of unknown notes in search of a song, it's never take what you need, it's always sell what you can. So my heart, what is the need? And where are the ones I can bargain with? What is my voice and how can I keep it delectable? What is intimacy and by which process might I distill into intoxication? My heart, what kind of world is this? And why would it only allow one note at a time to sing and leave the rest of me to reverberate in reproach? My heart, how will we learn to love when they are eating us alive? When will our song become something more than unrequited sound, my deep blue heart? When will we get our fill of harmony? Thank you.
Yo, that I'll let y'all tell her. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Naomi.
Every week it's not better, it's just more beautiful hurt in a different way, and truth, like fucking truth that has to be heard. Like, I really really think that young people need to hear you. Not even just young people, you know, I just work with young people, and I don't know, I just know that as myself and people, I just know that if I had heard things like this, what Paul Skiff just read growing up, maybe I would have been a few less suicide attempts, for real. So like you're doing the work, as vulnerable as it makes you, doing it. So I thank you for that.
Thank you.
Are you a musician? I'm assuming you are. Are you?
Yeah.
Because it was actually brilliant, the metaphor, the music note metaphor. You know, I just found out recently that the song by Leonard, by, oh God, what's his name? Oh, now I'm going to forget it. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
It's all metaphors. It's all music, how he does the scales. Everyone's thinking, oh, it's about orgasm. It's about all this stuff. And it has nothing to do with that. It's fascinating. And that's exactly what I thought when I heard your first. I thought it was brilliant. I really, really was. All through, weaved throughout your whole piece, but it was really excellent.
I was really into the musical references also.
Yeah, I'm getting a really much better sense of, you know, how you travel through language with your poems. I mean, this was such a poignant poem, and it was very complex because you were working with multiple metaphors, the music and the meal. And this kind of reminds me a lot of what LadyK does, where she operates on, like, you know, 2 or 3, even 4 different metaphorical levels. And it's a very complex way to write, but it's also a necessary way to write for people. You know, you're talking about in this poem a world that doesn't have a place for you. So, of course, what is a young person going to do but start looking for their own self? Because you're in a world that is kind of saying, no, you don't exist, or you shouldn't exist, right? So you start looking at and for your own self. It's just human nature to do that. And this poem really so poignantly illustrates that and conveys that. You talk, there's all these lines about, you're talking about wanting control, wanting to be seen authentically as who you are. It reminded me a bit of Jessie's poem, you know, but it doesn't sound like the brainwashing got into you so very far. And, you know, people who use multiple metaphors and really strongly are into metaphors, that speaks about a need to feel, right? A need to feel in different ways than just the objective way the world is presenting itself to us. That's why we start seeing in metaphors. We need to feel the world in some other ways. And that is a way instinctually that poets find to negotiate their way through the world. It's a really important tool, and it really points up how important poetry is for you in becoming who you are. And I really just am thankful for you coming here, because as you can hear, I learn all this shit from you.
Oh, no way. Thank you.
Before I get into my commentary here, Naomi, please tell us what instrument you play and how long you've been playing it.
So my primary is clarinet, and I've been playing since I was 12, I guess 14 years, and I play saxophone and bassoon as well.
I love the bassoon.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Your poem sounds like a jazz musician. And what I mean by that is there's such a beautiful improvisation in your music theory that it bleeds into your poetry, right? You have such a command of music theory that you used all of it in this poem. Most people who dabble in music, they'll stop at treble clefs and bass clefs and semitones and eighth notes, and they'll be done. But you went all the way in, right? And that takes mastery. And then, as the Jedi Master said, then you turned it into food. So now you're talking about soul food. Now you're turning this metaphor into a bitch's brew, right? Now you're really, really digging in. Now you're transcending timelines with this. Because again, and I guess this is just the theme of the evening. You're taking what people know, doing what you do with it, reconfiguring it, and then feeding it back to them. And that's just masterful. Transpose my tritone, facade over my feeling. Intolerance means I'm indigestible, a fistful of frequencies. Empire only strikes power chords. My one edible melody. So many notes in me with no place to sing. Man, listen. Masterful work, Naomi. Thank you so much for digging all the way in and extending the metaphor all the way through, for staying with it. Amazing work. All right, 3 more, and then 2 more, and 2 on the good luck round. JDM, welcome. Is this your first time rocking with us?
This is my first time here. I want to thank everyone for keeping this space open.
Yo, so without giving us your address, please tell us where in the world you are plugging in from this evening.
From Westchester, New York.
Westchester in the building. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. You see how this has been going this evening. You picked a great night for your first night. Everyone has just been absolutely phenomenal. And I'm sure you're going to be right in the vein of this with the blood flow. Welcome. Let the world know how we can connect with you, how we can connect with all the incredible things that you do, and we'll yell at you afterwards. Welcome. Please, take it away.
I'd prefer to be a little anonymous at this point, but I'll go right into it. I picked a cute little poem. It's about 4 minutes. Teddy bears cause cancer. Blue-balled, green-eyed demons dance on the edge of my mind, somewhere between dreams and the dreary day-to-day. Why have you come to Teddy Bear Junction? I say in a daring way. We've come for you, little bear. Only the tears of a tyrant will spare you now. But I only know one tyranny, greed and fear, and it sheds no tears, no how, no way. What's a teddy bear with a fire-retardant heart to do? One filthy word from a dirty demon and my skin will burn. These button eyes will boil and pop. I can already smell, clickety-clack, this mine crumble and swell. You demons, I beg, spare this bear from a reasonable ending. Bear, you dare speak rhythm to our reasons? You'll pop like a boil and we'll drink the running dialogue. Can a teddy bear stand up to demons? Then your mind of mush could produce reason. Think, it is said. How many tears do you demons want? A teddy bear's voice rises over the sound of crackling skin. What? How many tears do you want? It is my voice that rises to meet demons. What? Sputters a demon. Additionally, which of whom gets this how many? Incredulous. No bear is brave enough to speak back to a demon, says one. Whom do you think you are, says another. Come now, tyrant tears are dear, my dear demons. Rubbish, declares a chorus of fiends. In a minute or two, this rubbish bear is finished. Nothing but a filthy, scorching stench. You're rubbish, thunders the chorus of fury. And still you will be thirsty. Well, that's different. Particular thirsty demon juts forward, rubbing its reasons. Then pour me a drink, poor little teddy bear, and for this moment your life is spared. Only one? Why, no, now that you ask. I will never stop drinking. 2 tears so then you demons can share. Share, indigent heat spreads. Slow, deliberate clawing, traveling at Spider's feet. Share? A teddy bear's eye goes pop, like a Trojan on a suicide mission. Share? Gnashing of teeth. You tell us to share, you crazy old bear? No? Never? Then Farouk, Maimon, Inuyasha, Loth. Which of you is the fiercest? A pause, then laughter. Stupid bear. Don't think for a second you can trick us. I swear that by all that's holy in these broiled eye juices running down this face, fresh tyrant tears will be had by the last demon standing. And crickety crack, just like that, a demon's back goes snap. We're being tricked by rubbish. Can you take a chance? Crickety crack, there goes another back. Can you take any chances? No more games, wicked animal. Show us the tears. The eye juice is bitter, but I smile anyway. Call your mother, greed and fear. And when she realizes she eats her own children, damn you, teddy bear, you can have your fill. You've tricked us of tyrant tears. Well, this proves there's at least one way for a teddy bear to skin a demon. That's it.
Well, damn! Unmute yourself. Give it up for JD.
I didn't know where that poem was going, so it didn't sound like it was going to end up happy. So I was kind of relieved when it ended the way it did. I'm
Trying to
always
be a little dramatic.
Well, yeah, it was. I mean, you set up the conflict, so it had to be resolved. I'm always into allegory, and this was a really florid allegory. So thanks for coming here. Hope you come back. You might have just fucked up because now you have to come back here all the time.
I fucking love it. No doubt. No doubt. You had me at teddy bear and demon. I was there. Like, yo. Who's gonna jump off the wall first? Right? Who's gonna bounce off the wall? Who's gonna try to pull out who's stuffing first? I love imagery like this, right? You mentioned Teddy Bear Junction. First of all, the title itself was just really dope. You said teddy bears cause cancer. You said, how many tears do you demons want? No bear is brave enough to talk back to a demon. Oh man, that resilience in a little itty bitty teddy bear body. That's what it's about. When facing a demon, even as a teddy bear, you get no fear from me. That's just money. Really. I dig stories like that, man. I hope you have 100,000 more of those, because as the Jedi Master said, you did just fuck up badly. Because now you got to be here every Thursday. Because if that is a continuous story, we want to hear the next one. And whatever other story that you got, whatever other piece of artistry that you got, we're here for it. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. We can pop the cherry, baby. Pop the cherry, baby. But you are definitely one of us. With that kind of lyricism, this is your home. Welcome. We appreciate you. Hope to see you again. All right. So these next two poets, again, like I was telling Jesse, this is why I installed seatbelts. For some, you have to have like the 5-point jumps, like race car drivers. These next two artists, they just they move at breakneck speed. So prepare yourself. Coming up first, an enigma in her own right. She is a writer that, listen, her pen probably has a union, and they go on strike from time to time because she just don't let them get no damn rest. For real, she don't let her pen get no rest. Listen, you never know what she's gonna get. You can spin the revolver of her poetic weapon, and whatever chamber you come out with, it's gonna be phenomenal. The one and only Dre in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
Hiya. Thank you for having me. I'm on Insta Dre Poetry. So I wrote something else, but then I wrote this just as we were going. This poem ain't too popular, but Give Us Back our Juneteenth. My youth remembers celebrating Juneteenth with Black faces, family faces, and white folks passing the cookout. Thought, how cute. We was just speaking more gangster rap, lyric ebonics. They didn't understand, so give us back Juneteenth. It ain't yours because you claimed it like the land of my ancestors, like the body of my people. 160 years, 6 months, and 12 days old. The 13th Amendment was ratified. 58,633 days. 8,003, and this ain't no Broadway musical song, so don't get excited. 8,376 weeks, 1,926 months, and 12 days ago, the legally titled chattel slavery became illegal. It was turned into legally titled versions with few differences, identical intentions. And Elemen2al, that watch list you joke about, has pounded on my door. Yes, no place. When a man says fucking judicial warrant, snatched once, snatched my 8-month pregnant irritable body and held it days without due process. What's due? Us colonizers. You mean what you owe? I'm not your local Target store, not grabbing you with every little theft, but building a case. So you hit a few hundred years. You steal everything. Give us back our sage, depending on the week, our edges, our language, our religions you treat like Pinterest hobbies and call Wicca, Wicker, wicked. Shabby sheep. Your Wicca is the $3 bid at Five Below. Our gods win revolutions and sacrifice your babies for its due. Put down the white sage before 7 more generations of you walk on their knees, swallowing the seeds I don't need for now. I am an Afro-Latina, and we keep receipts, like we keep our history in a fistful of Molotov cocktails. But I forgot my glasses and this goddamn bad vision. No offense, y'all look alike and exactly the same. So sorry, not sorry. You owe your white supremacy hostages. Gimme. You stole our babies, called it foster care and adoption, fostering the adoption of cures to white guilt, and foster whatever earns you a check and hugs you with guilt tears. And we taken our babies back because your infertility ain't our problem. 1 for 1, no. 1 for whatever the fuck we say. Hand them over, and if you good, then come back. I'm keeping score. And best, I have my young to teach us how to document your beta versions of Jim Crow, so they Might get receipts of your stuff also. Give it back. The breast milk, the blood, the plants, the language. Exchange Juneteenth at the counter, please, for fucking reparations. Say it slow, I know it hurts. So you don't ejaculate early. Reparations. This ain't popular, but Jim Crow and mass incarceration and BIPOC hold up, stop calling problems of the Black community problems of BIPOC. Actually, keep BIPOC, keep Latin X or Latin or whatever mediocre jobs sound like. Keep that shit. I think next year I'd like reparations. And as I read, I'm wearing a translucent dildo to see if I feel something real. And I don't. Poem. I'm sorry, I'm angry this one.
Oh my goodness. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dre.
Translucent dildo. We can start there and work backwards, but like the beta versions of Jim Crow, like these little small little like hiccups of knowledge. You steal everything, and it's the way you say it. Like it's good. It's good. It's good. Thank you. Good shit.
Thank you.
This was a little, strangely to me, this was a little more tempered than some of the other poems I've heard you do, where the tone was kind of into the annoyed zone, right? It wasn't, and it was, don't get me wrong, it was harshly redressing what you're speaking about, but it had a bit of a different tone, and I think it allowed you to maybe be a little more relaxed and informal with how you were kind of putting your thoughts together. It seemed like a sort of more casual approach, but that speaks to a lot of different things. It speaks to, in a sense, being and I don't mean this in a negative way, over familiar with the condition you're expected to live in. And almost like, look, today I don't really have time for this anymore. So I'm just going to dispense with it like this. But I really love the whole kernel of the thing of, give back Juneteenth, that it's a property, it's a thing, and who owns it and who gets to define it. And I think that in general was really what your poem was about. And I think it's a conflict that's not resolved, and your poem didn't resolve it. So I think your poem is very realistic in that sense. Anyway, I'll stop now.
No, thank you, Paul.
This poem, to me, this poem just said, "Oh, I did you a favor because I sprinkled glitter on my gunpowder before I shot you. So now your wound is pretty." You're relentless with what you do. Your delivery just kind of throws people off, but you're still just so relentless. Like, this is no disrespect, but it's kind of like a clown car. Like, you see this little car, and it's just like, so like, oh, it's just a little car. And then here comes 5,000 motherfuckers jumping out this damn car, like, oh, you thought I was by myself. But I brought 5,000 words with me, and each one of them will knock you down. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. I only look like this. That's what your poems remind me of. Like, don't let the smooth taste fool you. Give us back our Juneteenth. It ain't yours because you claimed it. Fostering the adoption of cures for white guilt. Ridiculous. So, Unfortunately, we have run up on the 3-hour mark, and I am not going to torture my text anymore. So, unfortunately, we will not be able to get to the good luck round this evening. So, which means we will be ending the night with this incredible gentleman. Outlaw in the building. This gentleman right here does the work. He and I were just down in Orlando, Florida at Southern Fried. Our team was absolutely amazing. We finished 19th. And that is an incredible jump from where we started. This is only our sophomore year. We both competed in the Rookies versus Slam Master Slam. We did amazing work. And this happens to be our Slam Master. He is one of one, future poet laureate of Earth. The razor blade that razor blade shaved with, hashtag Marine, idiot savant with tattooed skin. It just goes on and on and on. I could do this all day. The one and only CPMaze in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. He is also contributor of Incoming Fire and Blood in the Water by Outlaw Productions. Listen, prepare yourself. Come on, man. You know what it is. Let these folks know what it is. Take it
Hey,
away.
everybody. I can be found on Facebook and IG at CPMaze, just one word. This poem is entitled Norse Guest, Black Panther I Knew. This is the abridged Abudun version from the last poets that I read him. The pain of poverty stays in high performance. Our people, our pain is, it is, that it is, and is that it's that our whole fucking world's been staged. Colored skin sponsored men's profit margins. Best believe new age young Negroes stayed on fleek, smoking their Newport stayed on burn. Don't disbelieve belief. History's on repeat. Back then, in olden, ungolden age of American Negroes, young men, even then, in their sold in Newport stayed in fleet and stayed and burned. Black body boys burned way back when I got some burning rhetorical questions to plead, like are all answers from ancestors meant to please? Can I get an amen, an amen, and a racist gender reveal party, please? To not be mean, but does the American pride, American dream of American flags without those red in between white slave whips portrayed proudly, evenly on even sides of the flag? Honestly asks color, what color colored? Colored's poverty, what color would color say? As if poverty's lowest class doesn't already know facts. Yellows, browns, blacks were the colored skin tones that built this country upon their breaking back. So slave nooses begin bowing down, drowning bottom lines and acting out of line. So systematically they threw forward what they never cared to throw back. Rednecks emboldened, brave, armed with self-taught nooses and double back, came back even bolder and well-funded and back first by nooses from horseback, then by redneck pickup truck benefactors, backed castrations and other fucked off situations. Now backed what's now how pick a nigga picnics came back. Politicians running on platforms and power plays and plays like break a leg, Second Amendments and encore. It's the second act in the Constitution's first performance play to people, please. Second Amendment was our nation's first move to second motions that would second the first place power of pistols placed in palms of pale-face OGs. Big Pharma's lobbying political gangs for states of capital in our nation's capital. Like those aren't the real ass, original drug dealing, chasing capital ass OGs. Our pain ain't for play where we live. Your performance anxiety sponsors should break a leg, and Murphy's Laws and critical race theory now book banning, breaking book spines, so keep the break a leg. These cats I run with New York, we rather fucking crack a rib as if our aunties couldn't crack rock out a pipe. It's hard to crack a smile or crack a goddamn grin when heaven's combination locks often lock us out cause we can't crack ours, let alone your own sins, gifts given with the grin like go ahead, Maze, get gone, get it done, get it in. I said yes you are, greeted it again. God said CPMaze anomaly, yeah, yes you are. Like we pass, we ask as if I ain't from third generation street family scholars that majored in penitentiary sentences, leaving that bitch with bona fide jailhouse degrees. My pen's a tentury. I am part Martian and all anomaly. It's why, Mr. Norris, you can't and better not ignore us guests said two things that will paraphrase my chest, and I'll moonwalk out this bitch, I promise. One, heavyweight cats love playing heavy metal. Clack! And we ain't fucking talking rock and roll. Two, Maze, we're both from where folks will shoot you just to see if the gun works. Shout outs to June-18th. I'll finish the other half later. Poem. Thank y'all. Whew.
Outlaw. Unmute yourself. Give it up for CPMaze.
Sorry about that time. Shit. I read the.
Don't ever, please don't. I watched y'all over the weekend, and Elemental, somehow I find myself screaming outlaw. And everyone's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "I'm good. I'm good." But I don't know what the fuck y'all drink. Is it in the water? I don't know. I just think you're holy shit. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, and I lit my cigarette on the wrong end. That's how good it was.
I knew something was going on there. I knew something was going on.
No Nobel Prize, no Peace Prize. The lit burnt cigarette. That's the highlight of my career right there. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is one of the most moody poems I've heard you do. And I really liked and was into, and don't get me wrong, I'm going to call it a kind of, the more unfocused it became, the more moody it became. And, you're always tapping into this very heavy, intense, emotional vein of delivery. But this just seemed to be like, you opened the faucet and you broke the screw off it, right? I mean, the faucet was just on like a fire hose. I liked all the word play, at like 3 or 4 points in the poem. You were doing all this alliteration and partial rhymes and weird repetition and shit. And this poem really, to me, without being explicit in the statements of the poem, is really conveyed this very intense anguish that was just unvarnished and honest and upfront. I mean, it just was, on my speakers, it was just flooding anguish. And in such an unfiltered way. And the points you were making were all about all this oppression is so irrational, and it's all such a bogus illusion. And I really felt that you were so indignant. It really propelled this intense emotion of anguish through your poem. So listen to me. I'm with Dre. I probably figuratively lit 40 cigarettes at the wrong end.
And wondered what was going on.
awesome.
Maybe this one don't work.
That's awesome.
Yes, everything you said, Paul. Yes.
Yeah, I really get off on poems that make me start thinking, what the fuck's going on here? Who
Yeah,
is this
where am I?
person talking to? And and it takes you a few minutes to get your bearings. It's like when you see a really good piece of visual art and you can't really tell what the fuck it is. It just makes you stop.
Oh, yeah.
Or you get off the Gravitron and you're like,
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I gotta get
That's
my
what I was
feet
thinking.
back on the ground,
Right.
So
You see
so
this incredible piece of art and you start turning your head like,
Yeah, exactly.
Man, Maze, I mean, I don't have to tell you. I mean, we do this. Maze was at my spot today working on some stuff, which is incredible. Wait till y'all hear this. He said, wait, he said, excuse me, or I'm sorry, I got a call. I didn't mean to keep you on hold. So just so y'all know, like, he really does this. Like, he does this in real life. Like, Dre said that she was watching us over the weekend. There is video of our bouts, at least one of the bouts at Soul Fried. You can check it out on YouTube. He's really that dude. I appreciate all the outlaw love that y'all give, for real. Again, this is our slam master, so he is kind of the cog that makes the engine roar like we do. Man, you just you're just a one-on-one, dude, for real. Again, future poet laureate of Earth, sure. It's been an amazing night. Again, I apologize for not being able to get to the good luck round, but I did want to shout out Terry Rose Jertson. Your poem is amazing, Terry. I definitely took the time to read it. It is amazing. Also, shout out my man Dre Reyes, Mr. Snap into a Slam Jam himself. Shout out Spellbound. His guest coach is going to be Sunflower Mo. We got a chance to rock with them too at So Fried. Shout out Spellbound. Shout out Medusa Was Black. Amazing poets. If you can fall through on Saturday to rock with them, make sure you do, because they are amazing. It's been an incredible night. Thank all of you for coming through. Shout out the folks who stayed the entire way. Shout out Paul Skiff. Shout out CPMaze. Shout out Naomi, Osunyoyin, Dre, Bonnie Solloway, JDM. Again, welcome to the greatest community in the world. Principe, Dre Reyes, Nicole, Rachel, what up? Keep it concrete. Outlaw in the building. Terry Rose Jertson. Shout out Bill Elkins. Shout out my man Poet Talk. Shout out my man Brian Lee. Shout out Kid Kuzma, man. Thank you so very much for what you do. You allow me to do what I do, man. You're one of the dopest. I appreciate you so very much for that. And we're going to end the night like this. Until we meet again, may this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. Never forget, cowards get buried here, and we reclaim our strength through our fearlessness. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Thursday night with y'all. Until next week, Peace and blessings.